Yo, what's going on? What's up, Elder? What's going on? I'm back. Word. Actually, hold on. You're gonna be seeing my Discord. People on YouTube. Thanks for the hard call. Gotta get people up. Hold on, my Discord's audio stuff mixed up. Okay, it should be fine, actually. Alright, I'm ping my Discord, so... There's many people on the server who want to talk to me, so... Everyone, double tap the screen. We got no likes on TikTok. I don't know what we're doing. Like the live, share, repost, trying to get people up as soon as possible. I'm back. I've been on break for 6 days. I haven't been streaming for 6 days, so... You know, share, repost. Give the likes as many lives as possible. Alright, now you should be able to see me from YouTube. My audio is fine on YouTube, right? Also, like the stream on YouTube too. What's going on, guys? We gotta get to 1,000 likes. We're nowhere near. Share, repost, try and get the likes up. Gotta get to 1,000 likes in the next less than 2 minutes. Got 10 people here. We should be able to do that easy. Come on, repost the live if you haven't already. I'm not gonna lie, I got a pretty bad headache. It feels like I always have a headache now. What's up, H? I'm doing alright. Except for my headaches. But yeah, we gotta try and get people up. If you wanna talk from Discord, you gotta, raise your hand so I know. Can a mod put the Discord in the YouTube? I'll pin it. What's up? How you been? What's up, Prince? I've been good. Back from vacation. Gotta get people up. You gotta double tap. Bam, proof of God. Do you disagree with all religions or just Christianity? I didn't make any mention of religions. I'm saying a God doesn't exist. I don't think a God exists. So yeah, that would include... Is this Dawn? Who is this?
Yo, what's up?
Why do you have... Yeah, you be changing your account way too much. What's popping though?
Yo, what's going on? One Piece this Sunday.
Yep. You don't know anything about Elbaf, you said, right?
No, but I know it's gonna be fucking crazy.
I'm not gonna tell you. I'm just gonna say this one thing. They've revealed Emu's face, and that's
Yeah.
leave it
I
there.
heard. I'm trying to avoid the spoilers online.
Yeah, that's it's huge right now.
Do you know who it is?
Well, it's not like someone we know, but the face is already making mad theories from their appearance. But it's not something like Rox, where Rox... Oh, do you even know who Rox is?
Yeah.
You know the... Well, obviously, you don't know the stuff about Rox, though, right? Because maybe I shouldn't even mention that.
He's, I do. I don't remember. You just tell me. It's fine.
Yeah, he's the father of Teach.
Right. Yeah, I knew that.
Yeah.
I've been spoiled a lot of...
here. We got less than 20 people on TikTok. Share, repost. Come on, we gotta get people up, and if you want to talk. Did Ahmad put the Discord in the YouTube? I might need to do that. But if you want to talk, the Discord's already in the video description, but I'm gonna put it in the chat. So if you want to talk from YouTube, you could join the Discord. There's people in the Discord, but it doesn't seem like any of them want to talk with me. They might just be listening in. But yeah, it's not. What I was gonna say is it's not like the Rock situation where you could look at rocks and know he's the father of Teach, without them even needing to say anything like that. But
I mean, we still don't know who Luffy's mom is.
right.
Could be her.
I mean, Dragon could be like, you know, the mother of Jesus situation, Mary.
Yeah.
It's like what Kaido said: hockey transcends all. With hockey, all things are possible.
What about JJK?
I'm like a couple episodes behind. Not gonna lie, maybe 2, 3.
Okay, the last episode's really good.
I heard it was.
Like the animation's great, really good. So you're like at the lawyer fight or something?
I finished the fight with the lawyer. That's the last thing I remember.
Okay, you have Megumi's fight then, I think.
Yeah.
Dude,
I
your
haven't
lives are
seen-
dead now. Uh-huh.
Well, I haven't been streaming for a week, so you know, TikTok especially is not rewarding, but probably the same thing with YouTube. I don't know why this is actually. If I just move this, okay. Come on, we gotta get people to talk with. You want to talk? Join the Discord.
If you're an atheist, what else are you? He's a student. He's a brother. He's a
That's right.
musician.
Soon to be. Yeah.
Not
Thanks
a
for the
good
heart,
one.
Lem. Okay.
You just got to work on your flow, you know.
Yeah. No, that's right. Yeah, I don't practice. I don't. Never really have.
You're more like a ghostwriter. You should be a ghostwriter.
Yeah. I low-key could be. Low-key could be. Real evidence of God, Jungkook. Okay. What's the best evidence to be atheist? I mean, there's just low priors for theism. In addition with the fact that, I mean, theism is kind of like incoherent. Like having phenomenology with a disembodied mind, having a spirit be causally efficacious. I mean, it's literally just nonsense. How's the holiday? It was alright.
Wait, where'd you go?
I went to, first I went to Cleveland, and then I went to Kentucky. As expected, in Kentucky, there was like close to no black people. We didn't even get to eat at KFC in Kentucky, bro.
Damn. Wait, why did you go there?
Well, my family wanted to see the Noah's Ark exhibit. I actually went live on Venus's
No.
thing. Yeah, and I was
No
showing.
way.
Dude,
You went to that?
Yeah, it was. Dude, the whole thing was like, it was a young Earth creationist. It had. I posted it on my story. Probably still up. But in the Noah's Ark exhibit, they had like the caged animals, and most of them were dinosaurs. I'm not even trolling.
I've watched entire. There's like a 2-hour video. Bill Nye the Science Guy debating Ken Ham while they're walking through the Ark encounter, and I saw the dinosaurs in the like behind the bars, like little like raptors or whatever.
I mean, believing.
It's so funny.
I mean, the people who do think that Noah's Ark happened, I talked with Kaysen about it, because, you know, Kaysen's like the most reliable Christian on TikTok. Trivial, that's a trivial truth, but
well, that's true.
You know, he was talking about, you know, most of them don't think it was a global flood. I thought that was my impression too, but he's not of the opinion.
Most of them definitely think it was global.
There's no way that could be. I mean, that's just empirically not the case. It's just like crazy to think there's a global flood.
I'm willing to bet if you talk to like your average Christian, like just off the street, like 90% of them believe.
No, scholar. He's no,
Oh, scholars.
not
Oh,
layman. Yeah, I don't even think there's a survey of just people.
oh,
But
then yeah, he's right. Yeah.
he doesn't know what's the ratio between those who even think that there was a flood at all. He doesn't. I don't think no, yeah. Kaysen said he doesn't even believe there was such a thing as Noah's Ark.
Yeah, he's one of the more reasonable Christians.
Right. You guys are
Host
so lost.
scared.
Come talk
Grayson,
with me.
come up here. You have enough followers, Grayson.
This Grayson guy's a complete R word, though. There's like no point in talking with him.
Hello, Grayson. What is your best evidence or argument that God exists?
Yeah, I think that temporal states imply an actual instantiation point. The host thinks otherwise, so give me the argument for that, please. Thank you.
Okay, temporal states imply an act.
I think he's a troll, anyways.
I have no idea.
No spamming in the chat, please.
An actual instantiation point. What the fuck does that have to do with God?
Well, that guy's a gibberator. I think he's a troll. Fun fact, they found the remains in Noah's Ark. Right. I really got a restriction. That's so dumb.
For what?
Not sure.
Like an age restriction? Are you going to restart?
I might have to.
Epistemic normativity leads to odds.
Well, that's not true, but at the very best, I mean, okay.
I'm going to give you one chance to prove you're not an actual fucking coward. You just kicked me for a reason. So I want you to...
Okay. Damn, it's so aggressive.
Yeah, no. That guy's a waste of time to speak with. Yeah, I think I'm going to need a restart then.
All right. I mean, you got 50 people in here.
40, but yeah, I don't know.
40, yeah. Guys, just a tip. If you want to stay up here, if you want to maximize your chances of staying up here, don't come up super aggressive, okay?
Right. Yeah, I'm going to restart. Join back instantly. Go crazy with the like, share, repost. Literally be back in 10 seconds. Like, what the hell did I get a restriction for? What are we doing? TikTok way too sensitive. Come on, if you want to talk, join the Discord. We don't got no one on Discord. You want to talk on Discord, join the Discord, raise your hand. What's going on, TSJ? Y'all gotta repost, share, or go crazy. We gotta get people up. He's... Loki, I don't think I want to see a Russell versus Venus part 2. I'm dead serious. I don't think I want to see a part 2 to that. That was awful. Come on, guys. We gotta go crazy. Get to 1,000 likes as soon as possible. We don't got a single person still requesting. Anywhere. Not on Discord, not on TikTok. I don't bite. If you want to come talk, please. We need engagement. What's up, go... Wait, what the hell did I just say? I was gonna say, what's going on, guys? What's going on? I'm back. We gotta try and get people up. Come on. There's 50 people on Discord. I mean, YouTube. You could join the Discord. Let's talk. Midterms are over or something? No. I don't even know if I have midterms for the classes that I do. Pretty sure I'm past midway through the semester, so I'm assuming there's not even midterms. I was just on vacation. I didn't have a midterm. I don't know if I had midterm. I don't think, I mean, I'm way past halfway through the semester. It's already April. Pretty sure my semester ends on May, I forgot, May something? May 10th? I don't know. So I have like a month left. And thanks for the $2. Very much appreciated, Bat Fricker. And you sent the 6-7 jewels. Bro, YouTube got to take down the 6-7 thing. That shit is done. What are we doing? Come on, interact, get to 5,000 likes on TikTok, share, repost. Gotta get people up. Okay, well, someone just requested.
You're a bitch. You're a bitch. Okay. You're a bitch.
Okay,
you're a big
Okay, but are you just not gonna have a
conversation? Dumb bitch.
Okay, I'm gonna drop you because you're gonna get my live taken down. But even with the insults, I'm fine to talk with you so long as you're actually interested. Pretty cringe. He sounds slow and low. Me? Or that guy? I mean, this shit was cringe. That guy, yeah. Word and Sword, you should come up. Pretty. Yo, can we get people up? For real, if you want to join from YouTube, join the Discord. The Discord's waiting for people to join. There's over 50 people on YouTube. Pretty much everyone clearly with how much the chat is going per usual. Like everyone disagrees with me, so let's have a conversation. Tell me your age. Why? God is good and he loves you. Okay. Good on you, brother. Bro, what is the YouTube chat saying? This is why I don't read my YouTube chat. Come on, we gotta get people up. We're not anywhere. We're less than halfway to 5,000 likes. Come on, interact. We gotta get people up. Explain how precise things are without being connected to a higher being. Okay, cool question. Yeah, guys. We gotta get people up for real. FWKT.
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What's going on, cousin?
God exists, you know. So, like, you want me to prove my claim first, or are you gonna say your stuff?
Yeah, I'm just wondering what's your best argument or evidence God exists.
Jesus was a real person, and as documented, he performed miracles, and he got crucified for speaking the truth. You know, all that good stuff. And at his tombstone, when he came back, he wasn't there. Yeah. Jesus was a real person. And the Big Bang can't really make sense, you know what I mean? Because a reaction can't cause itself.
I don't know what that last part means, but I don't know. Maybe you don't understand what the Big Bang is. But yeah, I think the Big Bang is kind of orthogonal to the atheism, theism conversation. So yeah, so to talk about the stuff about Jesus, him existing, him being crucified, performing miraculous feats. Yeah, the one issue I have with that is that couldn't be evidence for theism, the proposition of God existed, because though Christian theism is a form of theism, Christian theism expects those facts because Christian theism is kind of just defined in terms of like a web of propositions. For something to be evidence for the proposition, like God exists, what would have to be needed is that the proposition in question, God exists, expects those facts. For example, if I had, suppose in my background I had the information that the colors of pens are like fair, right? So if I have a pen, I don't have more reasons to think it's red. Right, so if I wanted to know whether an object you were holding was a pen and I see it's red, that's not an evidence that it's a pen. Okay. Now what I could do is if I see the object as a pen, what I could do is I can conjoin the propositions. The object is red and the object's a pen, right? I could say you have a red pen, which is just defined in terms of two other propositions. And the proposition I have a red pen expects the fact the object would be red. So that's some evidence it's a red pen. But it's because the other proposition is the one that's expecting the redness, not the pen hypothesis. So the pen hypothesis remains the same probability. So what you get is maybe it's more likely it's a red pen than a pen that's not red, but that's not a reason I think it's a pen simpliciter. It's not a reason I think there's a pen at all. So that's just more general issues with reasoning that way.
So
Do you
I
understand
also
that
got
or
a
no?
question. How do you think the Big Bang works?
The Big Bang is that the universe expanded.
Okay,
some
so
time
if it
ago.
expanded, that means it had a start, right?
Right.
So that means if it had a start, then what made that start?
I don't know.
All right. So, hold on. I forgot my question, but this was a great debate, dude. You bring up some good points. I don't know
Did
if
you
I
even
bring up a good
understand my
point.
points?
Kinda. I mean, kinda. To be
So what's your
honest,
understanding of the point I made?
you said that if I see something red in someone's hand, I wouldn't know it's a pen just because someone said it's a pen or something like that. You said that, right?
Yeah, if we assumed I had the information in my background that colors of pen are fair, then if I wanted it to discern whether an object being held was a pen, the fact I see that it's red is not an evidence. But what you could do is you can always get evidences for propositions by adding more propositions. But what that's not an evidence for is the hypothesis it's a pen, right? It's just expected because another proposition that you're like baking into it, that's a red pen. If we have the proposition the object's red, then you expect to see red. And you can do that for anything. You can design atheism in the same way. I can make a story where atheism expects Jesus to perform miracles, just as Christianity does. You can do that for anything. You could just design it in such a way that you can fit any story could fit any datum. But the issue is whether that's evidence, not for Christianity, because Christianity is just those propositions, but I want independent reasons to think that God exists.
You said
So it seems like if you
independent.
justified everything in Christianity, that's not question begging. That wouldn't be any evidence of God.
Yeah, but that would be like proof that he is the God. He is the like true God that I'm trying to get at. Now what I'm saying with God is with the Big Bang can't create itself, and it needs something to like trigger the expansion, and that expansion means if it's expanding, that means it has to be created from the start. So that means something, some type of deity or a god had to create that start.
Okay, well, there's a huge gap there, right? There's a gap between there's a cause for the expansion and the cause is a God. So I don't really see how you fill in that gap.
You mean wait, you're asking me how God exists?
Thanks for the gifts, by the way, Cap. Well, you're saying that God is the thing that explains the expansion, but why would I accept that? It could just be non-theistic.
So you're saying
imagine
it's
a cause,
nothing,
a non-God cause.
you're saying nothing created the universe, therefore nothing created the Big Bang expanding the universe.
No, none of that was said. We haven't even talked about the universe being created. We're just talking about the Big Bang. And you said, in assuming that the Big Bang has a cause, I don't see how you get to God. That's what I'm saying.
How I get to God? Okay. So how I get to God is it has to have a creator. Because listen, the Big Bang is a expansion. Therefore, it has a start.
We're assuming as a cause, and I'm asking you how you get to theism. Why I think the cause is a God.
You said, why isn't the cause a God? The cause is a God.
No, I'm asking you what's the reason I think the cause is a God.
Because if there was no God, that means nothing could create that nothing.
No, it could be
There has to
caused.
be.
Could be caused by something that's not a god.
What would that something be?
Not a god.
That wouldn't make sense. Because if you have all
That's
the
just
power to
incredulous.
create,
It's just logically possible. It's not a god.
what? No, because listen,
Mm-hmm.
if you have the power to create a universe, that means you have to be like a god because you have all the power in the world. Not even the world. You have all the power in reality.
Okay, well that doesn't follow either. But yeah, so if the thing caused the Big Bang, then it's the cause is proportional to the effect. So then whatever caused the Big Bang is relatively as powerful as its effect. Okay, sure, that's not that controversial. I don't think it's controversial. Okay, so we just know that the thing that caused the Big Bang is proportional. The thing is as powerful enough to cause the Big Bang trivially. Okay, well that doesn't follow that it has the power to cause the Big Bang. It could cause anything in reality, nor does it follow that thing's a god.
You know, I'm finna go look more into atheism so I can understand what you're saying better. I'll be back.
I'm just saying, if we assumed it had a cause, it's not clear how you get to God.
Oh yeah, I get you. I'm gonna look up some more stuff about atheism so I can really understand.
All right.
All right, I'll see
Thanks
you.
for coming up. All right, peace out.
You're welcome.
Word. If you want to talk, join the Discord. We don't got no one on the Discord still, so explain gravity. What's up?
Hey, in my opinion, God does exist because when they have made tests with these particle colliders, even they do 1 million tests, exact same test, suddenly there is a reaction what changes the results totally. So yeah, there might be a God or a higher power who guides it. But this, what is written in Bible or any other book or a scroll or something like this is not the Bible. This is people looking for attention, wealth, and something
I'm
to
not really
believe.
sure what you're talking about. I'm just asking, what's your best argument or evidence God exists?
No, the God exists because, like I said, scientists have made thousands of tests in particle collider, thousands of exactly the same.
Actually, real quick, I forgot, I didn't even see this. Thank you. What's his? It cuts off your name. I think it's FA Father. But thank you. What's his for the $5? He said, been watching your content for a while. Recently got Logic. AC by Sufan Lee. And For All X by PD Magnus. Thank you for the Rex. Yeah, I prefer just reading the For All X. I actually have the Sufan Lee book. That was actually my first Logic book. But yeah, no problem, gang. So what are you talking about? Stuff about particles?
Okay, I start again. Scientists do thousand exact same tests, same conditions, same parameters, same everything. So every result should be the same. Yes?
I don't even know what you're saying, to be honest.
Particle collider. Do you know what that is?
No, I don't.
Okay.
Sounds like a machine that makes particles collide.
Yeah, it is. One of the
I mean, I've heard of it from the Flash. I mean, or particle accelerator, I don't know.
Yeah, same thing. In the end, every time they make a test, it should come out the same. They do 1,000 tests, it's the same. But 1,001, all the perimeters and everything is the same, but the result will change. That is called a God's particle. That can actually, prove that there is something other than us in the world. but this
That's
Bible
right, Jerry.
or
I'm
but
not
this
sure what your
Bible,
point is supposed to be.
there is some higher power, but not the God what everyone believes.
Okay, but what's the evidence or argument?
Yeah, scientists have this is online also. Scientist has discovered a thing called a God particle.
Yeah, that's just the Higgs boson.
Yeah, that's the
But
thing. If you do
well,
one
I'm
test,
confused. Is there supposed to be an evidence or argument? Which of the two?
no, there is evidence that it
Okay, but I'm just
something.
asking you what's the evidence?
This is the evidence is when they do one test 1,000 times, and in the end only everything is copy paste test, and suddenly the test result changes. That's called a God particle.
Okay, but can you
Can,
just be clear? What is the evidence supposed to be? You don't need to tell me scientists do experiments. Just tell me what do you think the evidence is.
that something can change something totally. One result can bring one and the same test can bring different results.
Okay, but how's that evidence of God?
Because the same test has been done 1,000 times before and suddenly it changes.
Okay, and how's that evidence of God? That really didn't answer.
That something in the universe changed the test.
Okay, but
Because
how's that evidence of God?
I didn't say it's a God. It's called a God's particle.
Okay, I'm gonna let you go. Thanks for coming up. Okay, well, I mean, one is our perceptions are limited. In controlled experiments, you couldn't. It's like not like epistemically feasible. You account for all the facts, so it doesn't follow that the dispositions of the natural world or the universe is now behaving differently when you do an experiment and it's different. But even if that were true, I mean, I don't really think that was going to go anywhere. I mean, that's evidence for God. Apparently, God desires to change up the world. He's trying to trip up scientists or something. That's a good one. Come on, we got to get people up. You got to share, repost, keep interacting, double tap that screen, try and get people up. Join the Discord if you want to talk from YouTube. It's in the video description, and it's also pinned. You could see it. So join the Discord, call-in sections at the very top. You could join, raise your hand, and try and get a conversation going. You got 4 people on the Discord. If you want to talk, raise your hand so I know. But yeah, right now we don't got anyone in the queue. Come on. And thanks for all the gifts, Lou. Is Lou here? Gracias. Man, I don't like those answers. Come on. You gotta keep interacting for real. Get to 10K likes. We're almost there. Come on. Keep me proud of you guys. I came back. We gotta do good. I've been on break for a week. Just trying to get some people up. Thanks for the heart, by the way. Shay. And Discordian for the creepers. I didn't even see that. Come on, guys. If you haven't already, reposting helps a lot. But get to 10K likes. Share it to friends, family, I don't know. People enjoy the same content. People who could debate me, potentially. You know Jesus loves you? Okay. Come on. Thanks for the heart, Steven. Gotta get people up. I got someone on Discord. Yo. You there, Jay? Yo, Jay, you there? If you could hear me, you could type in the side chat. Yeah, but your mic's not working. That's right, Grayson. W. Grayson. Subscribe to the YouTube, like the live stream. Feel free to super chat or whatever, send gifts. And of course, if you want to talk, don't be a chat rap, keyboard warrior, whatever you call it. Come up and talk. Word is born. I want to talk. You can request. Yeah, I'm gonna just drop you down, Jay. I see that you're saying it's acting up. You should be able to test it on Discord. In the settings, see if your mic works. But yeah, no audio is coming through. Might be that you're using Bluetooth headphones or something. Maybe close and reopen the app, I don't know. But that happens constantly. I'm not really sure what's the fix for when the mic's not working, but... Come on, get to 20k likes, guy. We got Trey.
Yo, my mic good.
Hey, what's up?
So
Oh, you're cutting out.
hold on. All right, is it better?
Yeah, a lot better.
Okay. So it wasn't anything about this. I was in the chat and I asked somebody. I was like, so like, I wanted to get your outlook on like, where do you think we go when we die, bro?
I don't really have an opinion on that, to be honest. Maybe I'm most sympathetic to thinking there isn't an afterlife.
Mhm. That's what somebody said, and I was like, I don't like those answers. And they said, well, too bad that's reality. I was like, well, just like this prompt, you don't know that, and you haven't died and came back, you know, to tell me that, oh, when you die, that's just it, man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thanks for coming up. Yeah, I don't have beliefs about an afterlife, to be honest. We gotta get people up. Okay, let's see if Jay... Yeah, you there? I don't know if you still have the same mic issue. We're not hearing nothing if you're talking. What's going on, Moxie? Hold up. Yeah, we don't got nobody. What's going on? Gotta get people up. You gotta keep interacting. That makes no sense. What makes no sense? Yeah, I gotta turn off my cam for the moment. I'll put it back on in a moment, but you know, TikTok's gonna hate that. They're gonna beat me down just for a couple minutes without my cam, I presume. Oh my god, not this Dr. Pepper guy. This guy got beat down. Like, it was so bad. I talked with this Dr. Pepper guy, and I just explained to him very basic things like low priors, in addition with the fact that theism doesn't expect the datum. He couldn't follow any of it. It was so bad. How do you deal with the fine-tuning argument? Well, one thing is that fine-tuning is not evidence for theism, because theism doesn't expect fine-tuning. Even the motivations people like Luke Barnes offers for why, if the type of theism he's talking about was true, which obviously isn't bare theism, the reasons those expect fine-tuning is like opaque to me. It's not really clear, but I mean, there's issues with, there's not even good reasons to think there's fine-tuning in the first place. I don't know if you heard, but the most common objection to fine-tuning is the fact there isn't fine-tuning. It's like the Nielsen Ababu objection. It's called Electrons in Love, or the name of the paper that goes over reasons to think there isn't fine-tuning. So most philosophers don't even think there's fine-tuning today. So that's just one issue. But maybe it's less important whether there is fine-tuning. Maybe we find later there actually is fine-tuning, whether fine-tuning is evidence for theism. Well, no, it's why, if theism was true, would you expect fine-tuning? Seems obvious to me that it wouldn't be. Well, yeah, most philosophers are atheists, but the objection, the Electrons in Love objection, is the most popular objection. In fact, that's why people are running different Bayesian arguments. Fine-tuning is already not that popular. Now people are running arguments like psychophysical harmony and others. Yeah, but I mean, the argument, most philosophers are still atheists. So roughly 80%. There's no fine-tuning. It's kind of crazy to think fine-tuning is evidence for theism. Just be type A physicalist. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't have a position on philosophy of mind, but you know, that's an easy way around psychophysical harmony for sure. Just collapse mind body. Complex bodily structures are identical with mental. Yeah, Dr. Pepper, it's crazy. It's genuinely crazy. Oh, he's requesting, not this dummy.
Hey, so thanks for bringing me back, man. How have you been?
I'm all right.
Julio.
I'm assuming you want to talk about fine-tuning?
Yeah, if you don't mind.
Okay, well, we've already talked about how bare theism doesn't expect fine-tuning, and that's the whole thing, right? If bare theism doesn't expect fine-tuning, then in principle, fine-tuning is not evidence for theism. Now, do you disagree that bare theism doesn't expect fine-tuning?
I'm mostly on your side. I don't like going agree, disagree. I accept your position for the moment.
Okay.
What I would say is, when you look at the whole equation backwards, like if you have this fine tuning, wouldn't that say that there is at least some kind of a creator?
No.
Well, look at it backwards. Like I'll just get briefly into the points, very briefly. I won't even get into how precise it is. You know how precise it is for atoms to exist, right? The universal constants, just for atoms to exist. But they do exist, and it requires a certain level of precision that's, incomprehensible. And so that kind of it leads, certainly. I'm not saying it's proof, but it's certainly evidence that it was a creation, that it was created.
Yeah,
because
I deny that.
You deny its evidence, even? No, I didn't say proof.
I don't. No. That's what I've been saying. It's not an evidence at all. It doesn't do anything for the probability of theism. The posterior probability of theism given fine tuning doesn't increase a wrinkle. But there's even further issues that what you're going to be doing is you're going to be swapping the mystery. You're going to be kicking the can down the road, because then going to be a narrow set of configurations of God's values. Sorry, did I cut out? Yeah, there's just going to be a kicking of the can down the road.
You can't remember. Well, I don't know. I think
you're going to be swapping cosmological fine-tuning for psychological fine-tuning, because then divine psychology has a narrow range of ways you can configure the constants. There's going to be a corresponding way you configure the constants with the way God wants the world. In fact, the modal space for theism is more broad, because God can even create strictly like spiritual or non-physical worlds. So in fact, the antecedent probability would be well, I don't accept that. But
theism and atheism, we have this physical construct here, and it had to come from outside of the physical construct. And you believe we're all
I don't accept that. But I'm just saying that. Sorry,
what's the word where you're reduced forever? You know the flow. We went over this last time.
You're talking about infinite regress.
Yeah, that's the one. Yes.
But infinite regress doesn't follow from anything that I'm talking about.
Well, how many days or how much time do you have to go back? You have to go back infinite amount of time to get to, and you still have everything. So
you could think there's a first moment in time, and there's just not a cause for the world.
Well, if you can infinitely regress, wouldn't everything have already happened?
Yeah, the past is the past.
But you have to go back infinitely. It just gets confusing, right, man. Hey, you've been cool this time. I'm not to be a prick. Well, you've been cool this time. It's just something to think about.
Really isn't. But the point is that I don't think there's issues with infinitism. I mean, most cosmologists don't even, and philosophers broadly.
Well, how does entropy fit into that?
What do you mean?
Well, if you go back like infinite, let's just give it a number. Let's say like 60
if it's
trillion.
Not a steady state, the entropy would change.
If it's not
when it bounces and crunches, when it bounces and crunches, the entropy goes up and down.
Are you talking about like the bang? The bang was when entropy really became an issue, or?
I'm talking about like cyclical cosmological theories that the universe past infinite that are not steady state theories.
All right. Well, I don't know about those things. I just, on the more elementary level, I guess, once you have energy and particles and matter, the state is to, not deconstruct. I can't think of the word, but diminish. You don't get extra order. You get less order as time goes by. So if we're talking infinity ago, we should be down to just like almost nothing, just little specks of nothing, nanoparticles. If you go back infinity to now. And I can't hear you, man. If you can hear me, I can't hear you. All right, dude. Hey, if you're talking, I can't hear you. Thanks for letting me up. Adios, amigo.
Oh, my bad. Hold on. I have to step aside. Yeah, sorry about that. But yeah, I mean, we don't got anyone. Jay is still on Discord. You could try maybe again to request up, but I don't know. Your audio is just not coming through. Thank you, Koi, for the gifts on YouTube. Sorry, I didn't see that. Very much appreciated. We want people up. We don't got nobody still. Yeah, guys, come on. We got to get people up. Is the universe logical and mathematically consistent without contradiction? Not sure. I mean, I don't have an example of a contradiction in the world, but thanks for the heart, Neuro. Spicy. Very much appreciated. Guys, we got to get people up. You got to keep interacting. We got nobody in the queue. We got G on Discord. I'm going to bring him up. We don't got no one else. We got 70 people on YouTube. If you want to come talk, join the Discord. You there, Jay? We got someone on TikTok too. I'll just keep you up, Jay, and I don't know, you could try tweaking around with the mic or something until it starts working, and I don't know, hopefully we could end up hearing you. In the meantime, I'm going to bring up someone else. You're not going to be able to hear them, I don't think. Hey, what's up, Light? What's going on?
Hello. So you say, like, what's the best evidence that God exists? So one of those things that, like, we can't see or touch necessarily, we know it exists because of its effect. So of its effect. Like, for example, gravity. You can't see or touch gravity, but you know that gravity exists, right? Because of its effect, right? It will pull something down to the source of the gravity, right? So we know
gravity doesn't pull on things. Gravity is not a thing that causes anything. Gravity is a phenomenon of bodies that do exist, celestial bodies, and they distort space. And that distortion of space causes the masses to attract. Gravity is not like an entity. You're like reifying gravity. Gravity doesn't cause anything. Objects have gravitational, like, energy or whatever. They have some...
Well, yeah, certain objects have different...
Yeah, gravity doesn't exist in the way you're thinking. You're reifying gravity and treating it as an object.
Just as far as not necessarily, like, yeah, gravity is an object, obviously. You can't, like...
Gravity's not an object.
Yeah, it isn't. But...
Right. And gravity doesn't exist in the way you're thinking.
And you're saying that certain things, depending on, like, its density and certain stuff
I don't understand your point. Okay, we have reasons to think gravity exists, but what's the reason to think God exists?
Yes, so, but we know it exists because of its effect. Right.
I don't think God could have effects because I don't think he exists.
We see the evidence of gravity, right?
Gravity is just the phenomena I described.
Yes, we see the evidence of that phenomenon.
Yeah, we know that phenomena exists, right?
So it's the same way with creation, right? So the concept of space, like, usually when people try to perceive space, they usually imagine, like, this empty, dark, mass universe with a mass amount of space. But that's a whole lot of existence. Like, all of that space in darkness, all of that stuff exists. So you have to come to the conclusion, or you have to wonder, like, okay, what created the ability for something, whether it be space, whether it be, I mean, matter is a whole...
I'm just asking you what's your evidence or argument.
Yeah, basically my argument is that in order for something to exist, there would have to be a creator. In order for anything, regardless of what it is, I'm talking about one, imagine the whole universe in one.
If it's regardless of what it is, and God exists, and God has a creator by your lights, presumably that's not true. God has a creator. You just said regardless what it is, if it exists as a creator. Okay, God has a creator.
Here's the thing.
Is that your view?
I'm saying that it's something that is I'm saying that if it exists.
Yeah, I just said what followed from your commitments. I'm asking you if that's really
but as
what
far
you
as
want to say.
as far as the case of God goes, is where the case of God goes. He's eternal, and he is the creator. He is the reason why.
But that doesn't answer my question. It's just a yes or no question. Does God have a creator?
No.
Okay, well now you're just being logically inconsistent. You said whatever exists regarding what it is, if it exists, it has a creator. You admit of God's existence. Since it's regardless of what it is, there's no special qualifications in context to God, so I would just follow that God has a creator.
And I'm also making the clarification. So you can rescind me saying regardless, but I'm making the clarification that
Okay.
Existence outside of the case of God, who is eternal, it needs a creator for something to exist, for space to exist, for that
Okay. I don't
darkness
think
to exist.
I don't think anything needs a creator. So that's one problem. But maybe you just mean to say we have good reasons to think the world has a creator, like the natural world.
I'm not
I don't
even, I'm
think.
not even going as far as to say the world, because the world is composed of trillions, beyond trillions of things, right? I'm just talking
Well, you
about
said everything outside of God, so that would
yeah,
include the natural world.
that would
Right. I'm
include the
just
world.
saying. Sure. I'm just saying I don't have one reasons to think the natural world has a cause. In fact, I don't even think that's like intelligible. I think that sounds like gibberish to say that the natural world has a cause. But further than that, it sounds like you're saying it needs a cause, which is a stronger claim.
What is your evidence that you would consider it sounds like gibberish that Earth would need a cause? Or
Because there's no theory of
wouldn't
causation where immaterial things. There's no working theory of causation today in metaphysics where you can intelligibly, where you can make sense of a sentence like that. And what does it even mean to say there's a cause for the natural world? It's not even a possible thing. You'd have to engineer a new concept, working concept of cause that I'm not. It's foreign to me what that would mean. I don't think causation is coherent between immaterial objects, or an immaterial object and a material object. I don't even know what a cause could mean there.
okay, and then the next thing you're saying after that?
I'm just asking you, look, let's assume it makes any sense to say that the natural world has a cause. I'm asking you, first, what's the argument it has a cause? And then we'll see if we have a second inference to the universe has a cause, or the natural world has a cause, that God is the cause, or whatever. I'm asking you why I think the
Why we
natural world has a
started from
cause.
something so the thing is the reason why I started from space, because in like matter, is because it's so much in order for you to get to Earth, like all the way to what we consider to be our natural world, there has to be a lot of existence, a lot of creation already prior to that.
I'm just
So
asking you, what's the argument? I'm just
yeah,
asking you, what's your argument the natural world has a cause?
but I didn't bring up the natural world. That's not my argument. My argument is space.
You said everything aside from God has a cause.
Yeah. And then
Right. So God is not a part of the natural world. The natural world exists. So the natural world, anything that exists aside of God has a cause. The natural world exists and is aside from God. Therefore, the natural world has a cause. I'm asking you, what's the argument?
Yeah, but also further iterated, right? When I brought up the example of space. So that's what I'm addressing here, because it's a lot more.
Okay, your reasoning's not. It's completely unclear to me how you're reasoning. I'm presuming that you're saying that the natural world has a cause and God's somehow the best explanation.
My reasoning is that space existence, like just the ability for something to exist, needs a creator to initiate that existence.
Okay, well, I don't think space exists, one. But, okay, we can assume space exists. Why would I think space has a cause?
I'm talking about literally from like space as in the sense of like 1 inch to another inch. Like that itself is something.
I don't think that exists. But look, we can assume that, but what's the argument it has a cause?
That it would need something to create it. To create
that
space.
Okay, you're just making a stronger claim instead of supporting the weaker claim, but okay. I mean, I don't want to interpret you as saying that stronger claim, because I can guarantee you're not going to be able to defend the claim it needs a cause. So look, let's just be more modest and just say it has a cause. Okay, what's the argument it has a cause? I understand. I'm not accepting it has a cause. Okay? I'm asking you, what's the argument, space, presuming space exists, that it has a cause?
What's the argument that space has a cause? Because, well, we know space exists because there's obviously space to move around. That's literally how I'm referencing space. And then as far as
I'm asking what's the argument it has a cause? Jesus Christ.
Let me get there. My argument that it has a cause is that because it exists, it has to have a cause. My argument is basically like anything that exists outside of God has a
Okay, but
cause.
then you're special pleading. Okay, but now you just ran into the fallacy of special pleading. Now you're not licensed to say that God gets off the hook. In virtue of what does God get off the hook? If you said existence implies a creator, then that would follow in the
Virtue, he
context
gets
of
off the
God.
hook because he is considered eternal.
Okay, and that doesn't answer my question. So the conditional statement is anything that exists that's not eternal doesn't have a cause. Sorry, everything that's not eternal has a cause. I meant to say.
Yes,
That's what you mean to say.
has been created in some form of or fashion.
Okay, and what do you mean by eternal? Do you mean existing in every moment of time?
Always has been, always will be.
Because always sounds like, to me, like a quantificational phrase over moments of time. That's how it's ordinarily construed. So the issue would just be is the natural world is trivially eternal.
I think that he established time itself, but
okay, that's even less coherent. Then what do you mean by eternal?
Even with that, he would still be considered eternal. Always has been.
Okay, and what does...
There's never a moment where he wasn't.
All right, I got you. What does eternal mean? What does that mean?
That's what eternal means. Always has been. Always will be.
And what does it mean to say always has been? Always just means in every moment of time?
You never not existed. You have always existed.
Okay, does always mean in every moment of time?
Well, I don't think there technically is a moment where you consider outside of time unless you consider that God created time.
Okay, you got to be more direct. It's a yes or no question. So is that a no? You don't mean that? Because then I have no idea what you mean by always. Because I just told you always is used in a...
The thing is, if you consider time, then...
Okay, let's just start with answering yes or no. Yes or no, when you say always, do you mean in every moment of time?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, that's one of the things. I mean, like, it's not wrong to say that.
Okay, the issue there is the natural world exists in every moment of time, trivially. The natural world is space-time. Space-time's time is a feature of the universe. So trivially, the universe exists in every moment of time. In the same way, if a bachelor is defined as an unmarried man, then every moment I'm a bachelor, it follows necessarily. Every moment I'm a bachelor, I'm a man.
If he is the creator of space and time, then he would have had to existed.
Okay, we're not talking anything about that.
I'm saying
anything
yes.
About that.
So when you say that God existed,
hold on, slow down, because you're not following now. You said if something is not eternal, then it has a creator. The universe is eternal.
The universe is not eternal. It has not always has been. That's where we kind of separate.
Always, you said you're using always temporally. By always you mean exists in every moment of time. Trivially, the natural world exists in every moment of time. Time is a feature of the natural world. Natural world is space-time. There's not a time where there's not space-time.
I think both all space-time and matter has been created at some point.
Okay, that's incoherent. There's a time where time was created as incoherent. But before we get to that stuff, the point we're talking about is if space-time entails that it exists in every moment of time, and by eternal you mean exists in every moment of time, then it follows the universe is eternal. The natural world's eternal. By necessity, in fact. It's a definitional truth.
If you consider that the universe has existed in every moment of time. But not everyone considers that.
No, the universe, you're not following. The natural world is space-time. So every moment there's time, there's going to be space-time.
So you're saying that as long as there is time, then there's also space, essentially, in space-time.
The natural world is space-time.
I don't think time is codependent on space-time.
Okay, I don't even think space is real either. I think space is relational.
I think time could be separate from space, like in general.
Okay, I'm not saying anything about that. I literally just finished saying that. We're not talking about them being wedded together in some like metaphysically interesting way. The natural world describes anything in space and time. So everything in time or space is a part of the natural world. So trivially, the natural world exists in every moment of time. Time is just a feature of the natural world.
Yes, time is a feature of the natural world, but it's not a dependent feature of the natural world.
I don't know what that means. Obviously, it's dependent insofar it's a part of the meaning of the word.
What do you have? Yeah, but what I'm saying is that if you, so your meaning of the natural world is time and space-time, correct? What is your meaning? What is your definition? What do you consider to be the natural world?
Space-time.
Okay, so I'm saying that time can exist independent of the natural world. Like it can exist by itself, independent of the natural world.
The natural world is space-time.
Yes, but I'm saying that time could be by itself.
If something's in time, I don't.
Space cannot be by itself. I'm saying space cannot be by itself without some fraction of time.
Okay, look. I know we're assuming because you have crazy views like time and space are real. I don't have those views. I'm not saying anything like space and time are real and that they're wedded together. I'm saying anything that's spatio-temporal, anything that's temporal or spatial is defined as being a part of the natural world. The natural world is anything that's spatio-temporal.
I see. I'm just going off your definition of your natural world. But all I'm saying is that you consider the universe to be infinite, right?
No, I didn't say anything about the universe being infinite. I'm saying that it follows from your definition of eternal, which is existing in every moment of time, if time is a feature of the natural world.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So, yes, I said that. So what I meant by that was an eternal being will technically exist in every moment of time, but he will also exist outside of every moment of time. So, for example, I believe that he created space-time.
Okay, we're not talking about that. We're talking about it can't be true that if something is in every moment of time, then it has, or not in every moment of time, that has a creator. That couldn't be right, because then what we get is that we don't have reasons to think that the natural world has a creator, which is what your claim is. Because the natural world is eternal, trivially in fact. It's necessarily the case.
I think the reason for the natural world to have a creator is just the fact that existence itself. It's going back to my original point, like the ability for something, anything at all, to exist outside of he who is eternal.
I can't even make out what you're saying. So I'm saying that your principle doesn't offer any reasons to think the natural world has a cause. If you're saying you have some other reason to think the natural world has a cause, okay, what is it?
You're saying that you're not accepting my principle, so I'll need another reason to essentially.
Oh, I'm saying if your principle is true, it doesn't provide reasons to think the natural world has a cause. Your principle was if something is not eternal, it has a creator, the universe is eternal. Okay, so I think the universe has a creator.
You consider the universe to be eternal.
Eternal means it exists in every moment of time. So by necessity, the universe exists in every moment of time because the universe is space-time. Time exists in every moment of time.
But I'm saying that to be eternal, you don't have a beginning or an end. So if the universe...
Well, you never said that. Now you're just changing what you mean. You said to be eternal is to exist in every moment of time.
Because two things can be true. If I don't have a beginning or an end, and I also created time and exist in every moment
again,
of time,
you
all
keep,
of those things
I don't
are
know
true.
why we keep doing this. We're not talking about God at all right now. Nothing about God. We're talking about, you said eternal means exists in every moment of time. If the universe trivially exists in every moment of time, because it's space-time. Now, whether or not you have an infinitist or finitist view about the universe wouldn't change anything. But now now you're gerrymandering the definition. Now you're changing it just ad hoc to just rescue your position. Instead, now what you want to say is, oh no, what you meant by eternal is not that it exists in every moment of time, but doesn't have a beginning and end. Okay, well, I don't see reasons to accept that principle, 1. And 2, I don't see reasons to think that the universe has a beginning or end.
I would say the reason why the universe has a beginning is because it exists.
So why would I think it has a beginning?
Because it's in
God exists and God doesn't have. It doesn't follow something exists as a beginning. We've already that was the first thing we went over. You agreed it doesn't follow. Okay, obviously, if that followed, that would just entail God has a creator, because God exists. Obviously, the conditions for having a creator couldn't just be existing, because God exists. Okay, so then what's the reason to think that the universe has a creator?
Right before that, I also remember you also just repeated what I said. Right before that, I established that my more profound definition of eternal is to not have a beginning or an end.
Right. I'm asking you first, why would I accept?
Yet I still exist.
Okay, first I'm asking you, why would I accept that principle? And secondly, why would I think that the universe has a beginning and end?
Because at some point, creation and universe, do you truly not believe that, like, time, space,
I'm not
matter?
accepting the universe is created. That's what we're debating right now. You're providing reasons. The reasons you're giving to think the universe has a creator or is caused is because it has a beginning or end. But I'm saying not only do I not accept that principle, but I don't accept that the universe has a beginning or end.
I'm saying that it's because it exists. Like any sort of existence.
If it exists, is the claim if it exists, then it has a beginning and end?
If it isn't eternal. Well, I guess it's
by eternal you mean not having a beginning or end. I'm asking you why the fuck you would think it's not eternal.
I would think it's not eternal.
You just said it's eternal. It's not eternal because it exists. That's what you just now said. That's true, and God exists, and He's not eternal. So your reasoning is not making any sense right now.
I'm saying that God has no beginning or end. I'm saying that.
Okay, let's stop talking about God. I'm asking you what's the reason to think. If something has a beginning or end as a cause, or we could do it in any order, if it has a beginning or end, and end, whatever, then it has a creator, or that the universe has a beginning or end.
The universe has a beginning and end. It's because it has a creator.
I don't accept that. Well, also, that's not even true, too. It can have a creator and have no beginning or end. Those are logically consistent. You know what atemporal causes are, right? If there's an atemporal cause for the universe, which actually seems to be necessary, then it follows that the universe can be eternal and have a cause. But in any case...
When you consider matter, right? Where would that... So you're saying matter has always existed? Like no beginning.
I never made any claim like that.
Well,
so let's just try and stay focused, because now instead of defending your claims, you're just asking me about my beliefs. So, right. So I don't accept the proposition the universe has a beginning or end. You said because it has a creator, which now you just question begged, because we're debating you said the reason I think the universe has a creator is because it's not eternal. When I asked you, what's the reason I think it's not eternal? Now you said because it has a creator. So you just made a full circle, realize that. In addition with the fact, it's actually false that if it's eternal, it couldn't have a creator.
If something's been created
if
something's been created at some point, then it's not eternal because it's been created at some point. If it has always been, then it has no creator.
Well, that's not true.
It's making it eternal. How can it be eternal yet have been created at some point?
Right. It's just logically consistent. So if you're talking about atemporal causes, then the cause is not in time.
Well, what's the definition of atemporal?
Outside of time, not temporal. Like atheist, atemporal.
I see.
The A signals not.
I see.
Right. So again, in fact, that's what you're saying. You're saying God's atemporal, and that's how God causes time. So by your own admission, you can cause temporal state of affairs, whether it be infinite or not, if the cause is atemporal. So there could be a cause for the universe, and the universe can be eternal if the cause for the universe is atemporal. So you can have an eternal universe that has a cause.
What would you
It's
say?
just a logical
outside-
possibility.
What would you say outside of God could make the universe exist? What would you say is an atemporal cause, right? Because I'm considering that God is mine.
Not God.
Okay, so yeah,
Just anything that's not God.
what would you say is? So you're saying anything that's not God, right? That's what you just said.
I don't even know what you're asking me.
No, you just answered my question. I said I'm asking, what would you consider to be
If there's a thing
atemporal?
that caused the universe that's not God, it's not God. What would I consider it? What are you asking for me to put a label on it? Let's call it Bob. The thing that's not theistic that caused the universe is Bob.
And in that under that premises, someone would, let's say someone believed that, for example, they would consider Bob to be God. They would consider Bob to be the creator of the universe.
No. We just stipulated it's non-theistic, so by necessity it couldn't be a god. There are serious cosmologists who think the universe has a cause and they're atheist. Believing something caused the universe is not sufficient to be theistic. You can even believe in gods that don't create the universe.
I just don't
Theism's a
believe-
unique thesis. Theism's a unique substantial thesis. Theism is not strictly whatever caused the universe. Again,
I just-
views that the universe is
I-
caused. Sorry, you're interrupting me. I can't hear you when I'm talking.
Keep going.
You can have views that the universe is caused by something that's not God, or you can have views that there's God and he doesn't cause the universe.
Okay, so I consider it illogical to consider that space, like the distance, like just whenever someone imagines the universe, they always imagine like an infinite amount of space. Like I'm not even talking about an infinite amount of space.
Okay,
Literally,
how does this have
one
anything
inch
to do with what I'm asking you to do?
Let me finish. I'm saying that 1 inch to another, like
Well, I'm not going to
the
let you
fact that
finish if it's unrelated. So I want to understand what you're rambling about.
I'm rambling about existence, like the ability for space to exist.
I'm trying to get the argument that if something... Look, what I did is I explained to you how it's obviously false, that if something is eternal, like necessarily, it doesn't have a cause. Something could be eternal and have a cause. That's the whole point of there being such thing as atemporal causes. That's how you even make sense of God causing time. Because usually causes are temporal notions.
But my definition of eternal is not in every moment of time. My definition of eternal
I know,
is,
you said not having a beginning or an end.
yes.
I'm tracking. Right? I don't know what the fuck was the point of mentioning that again.
Which would be atemporal, correct?
No, what? What do you no, if
No,
it has no beginning and no end, it's temporal. Trivially, it would have to be temporal.
So in time, it would, so something that has no beginning or end, which completely goes outside of any perception of time, is temporal. Something that has no beginning or end.
Mm-hmm.
Why would you say that that is temporal?
If it's in time,
But it's clearly not in time because it doesn't have a beginning or an end.
something could be in time and have no beginning and end.
How?
Imagine
How
there's
is it
no
not?
beginning or end to time. Now imagine there's a ball. Imagine the ball has no beginning and no end. There's an instance of a thing that exists that has no beginning or end.
Yes, it has no beginning or end, so it's
It's in time. It's a temporal object. It's a ball. It exists in time. It just doesn't have a beginning or end.
If it's that's logical, because if it's in time, then it had to have began to exist in that time that it's in.
I don't accept that. No one accepts this. Why would anyone accept this?
Okay, so you're saying that something that came into
Why would I
that
accept
came
if
into
it's in
existence
time, it has a beginning?
because it's you're saying that this ball is in time.
Why would I accept if it's in time, it has a beginning?
well, maybe we have different perceptions of what we consider to be time, but I believe that
Talking about
time,
the ordinary notion of time. I don't know. You're talking about having different notions. I'm asking you why, if something's in time, it has a beginning. That
because
obviously doesn't
it's
follow.
I don't get how you can see it any other way, because if it's in time, then it had to be in time at some point, right?
No, if that what you mean right there by has to be in time, if you just mean has to have a beginning, then no, that's what I'm asking you to give an argument for.
The concept of beginning is something that I consider. Do you not consider beginning to be in time, to be temporal? Beginning and end is
Beginning
temporal.
is a temporal term, sure. That doesn't mean if something's temporal has a beginning.
So you're saying that temporal things that is under the, let's just say, umbrella of time cannot have a beginning, yet still exist?
I didn't say cannot. Something could be in time and have no beginning. It's just a logical possibility.
That's exactly what I'm saying. So there's
Right.
So there's something that can exist under the umbrella of time that didn't have a beginning, or that didn't have.
I'm not saying something have a beginning and not have a beginning. Something could be in time and not have a beginning.
Yeah, that would make it atemporal, is what I'm saying.
No, atemporal means not in time. It's stipulated it's in time. It's stipulated it has no beginning in time.
Then how did it come to be in time?
It didn't come to be. Unless you're talking about atemporally. It might have an atemporal cause in which it could still exist in every moment of time. We're saying it doesn't have a temporal cause because it exists in every moment of time.
It can exist in every moment of time and be atemporal, because if it's
no, that's impossible.
If it exists with no beginning,
atemporal means not in time, so you can't be in time and at a time. It's just a contradiction. Atemporal means outside of time. If something's in time and in every moment of time, has no beginning and no end, then it's eternal. I already gave you a ball example. There's no start to the existence of the ball. The ball is found in every moment of time, into the future and into the past, and there's infinite past events and there's infinite future events, and in every moment you choose, there will be the ball. I don't know how this is hard.
Precisely. So the ball. Well, that's you assuming that time is eternal. That time has no beginning.
No, I'm not. No, in the scenario we're constructing, it's a part of the scenario that time has no beginning or end. I'm not actually making any claims about whether there's actually a start of time.
Yeah. I'm not saying what you believe. I'm just saying in the case of this scenario. So in the case of this scenario,
the case assumes there's no beginning or end to time.
And as well as this ball, correct?
The ball is in every moment of time.
So yes, that's what I'm saying. So as well as this ball, they're both equally eternal.
I don't even know what it means to say God's eternal if he's not in any moment of time. That's another issue. It's just incoherent.
I'm saying that he created existence and hence creating time.
Okay, that's incoherent too. That's not even a possibility because God himself exists. So he couldn't create existence. If you just mean the existence of the natural world he created, he can't create existence itself. Existence is the set of things that exist, which would mean God created himself, and things can't create themselves. That's a principle of explanation. It's called the irreflexivity principle. Things cannot cause themselves. So no, God can't create his own existence. So God's not the cause of existence. Maybe the existence of a particular thing, like the universe, like we're talking about, God caused, if that's all you meant to say. But I'm not understanding what it means to say God's eternal, which means has no beginning and has no end, but God's not in time.
So, as far as his spirit and his mind goes, that was not created, but his glory, like his light and all of that kind of stuff, like he can do as he wills with that. So, for example, I'm not saying that God hasn't always like his glory, his
What
light
are you
hasn't always
talking about right now?
I'm saying that because you said that God cannot create himself, and that's true.
I'm talking about what it means to say God's eternal.
No
What does that
beginning,
mean?
no beginning or
But
end.
God's not in time.
Exactly.
Look, the word,
Exactly.
the word the is not in time either. Right? But the word the is not eternal, presumably.
The word the, like, what do you mean by that? The concept of the, like the definition of it?
THE, the, is not in time.
What do you mean? You just created
What do I
those.
mean? The is not in time. Maybe there's particular instances of time where people make locutions, they express sentences, they write out sentences, they have thoughts of sentences using that particular word. The word itself is not in time.
The perception of the word. If
the
word only exists according to our perception of the word.
The word that is not in time.
I see what you're saying, but I need you to understand that
it's an abstraction. Abstractions don't exist in time. And I'm asking you if by your lights, what seems to me is that not that God would be eternal. That's a category error to even talk about God being eternal. Because if what it means for something to be eternal is not have a beginning or end, then it requires they're in time and have no beginning or end. But if instead it's consistent, you're eternal and not in time, then you would have to bite the bullet that abstractions like the word the are also eternal.
It's not eternal because the word the hasn't always existed. Neither has the concept of
the word the doesn't exist.
Exactly. So
right. You're not making any sense.
So it's not in time. It's not. The word the only exists as a concept, as a what it only its only value is what we give it. The word the doesn't actually exist.
Right, so it doesn't exist in any moment. So it doesn't have. So it doesn't. So it doesn't have a beginning or end.
It does have a beginning of the end. Because what is the word the? If we go on Google and search up the word the, we're going to find a definition, and at some point that acquainted definition is given to that word. So, anything could be
does not a proposition. There is a beginning to the use of the word the. There's an invention for the word the. Those are propositions that could be true about the origins of the word. The itself is not in time.
Yes, it's existence in thoughts.
Okay, when it's a thought, that's just not even, you shouldn't even use the word exist to capture that.
But the thing is, thoughts are even a form of existence. It's not something physical that you can touch.
That's just not. But
it's something that's there. Like what I'm thinking right now, it isn't there physically. I can't touch it.
Okay. None of this matters. The point is that is not in time.
You're saying it's not in time as a matter, correct? As a matter, it's not in time. Yes.
And no one's talking about the word the being material. I'm saying that is not in any moment of time.
I'm telling you to go into further detail of what you consider to be the word the. Right?
You and I share a concept of the word the.
It's an abstract existing in our thoughts, correct?
Sorry?
It's an abstract existing in our thoughts, correct?
Abstractions aren't conceptual. You can have thoughts of abstractions. There's a difference between something being abstract and being a thought. You can have thoughts of the word the. No one's disputing that. I'm saying that's not in time. The thought of the word the is in time. The thought is in time. The thought where the content of the thought is the word the is something in time. The itself is not in time.
Yes. The does not exist.
Okay,
Not
So then
always
by
some.
you, so then by your lights, the is eternal.
No, it doesn't exist. It only
Well,
exists in our
well,
thoughts.
imagine I'm a Platonist about letter or about the. So I think abstract things exist. It would be eternal.
Well, that's if you think that abstract things
Okay,
exist.
look, I think we're getting off track.
Yeah,
At this
you're
point, I
saying
don't
I'm
think you
saying
have
that it doesn't
anything.
exist.
Look, I have no reasons to think the universe has a cause. It doesn't seem you can really offer anything.
Okay, but yeah, I'm just telling you, it doesn't exist. It only exists in our.
But you don't have an argument. The universe has a cause, right?
Okay, yeah, my argument is existence, but yeah, the ability for
Existence.
this would need a creator.
I'm asking you, what's the argument? The universe has a cause.
What's the argument that the universe has a cause? Because causation would need a creator, and it would need something to cause it. But
I'm asking you, what's the argument for that? That the universe has something that creates it. You just repeated the thing I'm asking you to give a justification for.
Because it exists.
If it exists, then it has a creator. We've already been through. I don't know how you keep retracing your steps.
It's not.
Is the statement, if it exists, then it has a cause? Yes or no?
It's
yes or no.
If it's non-eternal.
Yes or no. Okay, what's the reason to think no? Okay, so then if it's not true that if it's hold on.
Don't explain for me. Let me explain what my own statement.
Then
right?
I'm asking you, what's the reason to think the universe has a cause? You said no. If it exists, then it has a cause.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
If the,
okay.
But that's what you said. You said when I asked you.
Yes.
When I asked.
That's the premises of your question. But now let me redefine the premises.
Whoa! Calm the fuck down. When I asked you, what's the reason I think the universe has a cause? You said because it exists. But it's not true if it exists, then it has a cause. Okay, then what is the reason to think the universe has a cause?
Because it exists and it isn't eternal. Because it has a beginning.
Okay, why would I think if it's not eternal, it would have a cause?
Why would you think that if it's not eternal, it would have a cause? Because it would have. I mean, that's just logical.
Okay, repeating it's logical is not what's the argument for atheism? It's logical. Okay, what's the argument? You think you just declare things are logical and just run away free with them?
I just don't.
Okay, what's the argument that if it doesn't, if it's not eternal, it has a cause?
I can't answer that because I consider it to be illogical, but clearly you can, right? So, how would you?
Saying you don't have an argument for that?
How would you answer that question? And then I'm done. How would you answer that? Go about answering your own question that you just asked me.
Giving an argument for a proposition I don't believe.
What is your proposition?
I'm asking you if you have an argument for the proposition. Is the answer yes or no?
I'm genuinely curious at this point.
I'm genuinely curious. What's your argument? Do you not have one?
My argument is that the universe, that existence needs, if it isn't eternal, it needs to cause a creator. And then you follow up. Hold on. You followed up the question.
The proposition, if it's not eternal, then it has a cause. What's the argument for that proposition?
If it's not eternal, it has a cause. I said that it's just illogical that something that isn't eternal had to have a beginning, had to have a cause, because clearly it isn't eternal.
I'm asking you what's the definition. I'm asking you what's the argument?
My argument is on the basis of the definition of eternal.
So I know what the word eternal, we've already been through what the word eternal means. What's the argument? If it's not eternal, it has a cause.
Because it would have a beginning. So if it's not eternal,
so it's a claim. Is a claim if it's not eternal, it has a beginning. It's not eternal. If it has a beginning, then it has a cause. It has a beginning, therefore has a cause. Is that the argument?
If it has a beginning, therefore has a cause, yes.
Okay, what's the argument for that?
What's the argument for if it has a beginning, therefore has a cause?
Right.
I don't, because, I mean, has there ever been an example of something to exist without?
Don't ask me a question. You got to deliver an argument.
Yeah, I mean, I would just
Okay.
leave you with that. I don't know how to go further in detail into that. That's why I asked you, like, how would you answer that question? If it has a beginning, therefore it has a cause.
It's just not true.
Okay.
At best, I would say I'm agnostic. I don't have
Something,
that
something
opinion.
started it. Wouldn't it need something to start it?
No. I don't accept causal principles.
But
One of the very contentious philosophical
but you're
commitments.
saying that something
Most philosophers don't even accept that.
under this premises, you're saying that something started the universe, but nothing started it. Essentially, it had a beginning, but nothing begot it. Right?
Yeah, I'm asking you
Under
why
this
would I
premise,
accept. I never said I agreed the universe had a beginning. I'm asking you what's the argument if it has a
because
beginning as a cause.
it's not like a living thing. Like it can't just make itself. The universe can't make itself.
Nothing can make
So
itself. Now, what's the argument if it has a beginning as a cause?
because in order for something to be a beginning, it would need. But I'm
Okay,
kind of. But in order
that's a
to say
repetition
that,
of the claim, very
yeah,
obviously.
I'm just
Right, so you don't
repeating that.
have an argument, it sounds like.
Well, I just consider it illogical to think otherwise. So can someone
Okay,
explain to me
I
how?
think it's illogical. I think it's illogical to think otherwise. If elephants exist, then atheism is true.
So I'm
I think
asking
if
you,
elephants
can you go
exist,
back to
I
that
think
question?
if elephants exist, atheism is true. I don't have an argument for that, but I think it's illogical to think otherwise.
So I'm asking, can you go back to that question, the same exact question that you asked me, and explain to me how something can have a beginning yet have nothing begot it, where it started somewhere?
It's just logically possible.
Under what premises of the word beginning is it logically possible?
Not impossible. It's logically
I'm saying,
possible.
yes. Under the premises of the word beginning, right? Because that's what we're doing
I
here.
don't even know what that means.
I'm saying that. So the word beginning means to begin at some point, correct?
Yeah, I mean that's
Like,
uninformative what the word means. Like that's trivial but uninformative. That's like asking when you say you have a dog, that means you have a dog, right? Yeah, obviously. But that doesn't, someone doesn't know what it means to have a dog, saying what it means to have a dog is not informative. You're just like, okay, yeah, having a beginning means you have a beginning. Why would I accept if it has a beginning, it has a cause?
So it can have no cause. So it's no cause at all. Like, I mean, even if you consider that the cause is random, like you can't put a finger on the cause, that would still be a cause. Like some people say the Big Bang theory is completely random,
Okay,
right?
is this an answer to my question? I'm asking you what's the argument for the proposition.
My argument is that there's no other argument that you can make. Essentially, like you can't say anything that you, right? The beginning is the point in time or space at which something starts. So if it starts at any point in time,
I don't
then
accept if it has a start or as a cause. That's what I'm asking you to defend.
I mean, I don't. The thing is, you don't accept that, but like I just can't see. Like, can you explain to me why you don't accept that?
You haven't offered an argument. There's no good reasons in favor of thinking it.
But you just told me you don't
So
accept
it's like
it.
if I said if elephants exist, atheism is true.
You have
I could just-
you have an argument. I mean, you have a belief that it doesn't. That what I'm saying, that the beginning does not necessarily mean cause, right?
Well, if you're talking about logically necessary, then yeah, that's obviously false. Because
Okay, why?
logical necessity means it's entailed from the meaning, and it's not entailed from the meaning.
So a start in which something, a point in time in which something starts, is not obviously entailed from the meaning.
Yep, the meaning of start has nothing to do with cause.
But we're okay. So yeah, okay. So you're saying the meaning of start has nothing to do with cause, right? So what else would you consider like? But you're saying no cause at all. Like how can you possibly, like, what is your reasoning behind believing that something can start and have no cause?
I just told you it's just logically possible. Now we're going in circles. It's logically possible if it's not entailed from the meaning, it's not entailed from the meaning, therefore it's possible. It's not entailed from the meaning of bachelor that you have blue hair. There could be a bachelor without blue hair. It's possible. It's entailed from the meaning of square. It has 4 sides, so it's not logically possible there's a square with 3 sides.
Okay, so it's logically possible that something has a start.
There are serious philosophers. Not only do most philosophers not even accept the principle you're talking about, if it has a beginning as a start. That's like a common contentious causal principle that's used commonly in arguments like the Kalam. But that's just a principle most philosophers don't accept, including theists. Most theist philosophers do not accept the principle if it has a start, as a beginning. But obviously, the meaning of the word beginning doesn't imply anything about causes. In fact, serious philosophers have certain views like causal nihilism or causal limitivism, where nothing has causes. There's serious views like there are no causes.
Yeah, just because there are different views doesn't mean that those views are correct. So let's look at the definition.
I'm not talking anything about those views being correct. I'm talking about they're logically possible.
Again, they may be
philosophers endorse that there's moments of time.
Again, these philosophers could just be wrong. So I'm talking to you, right? So not them.
Well,
so
I think you're confused because language is public, so they're using the same words, and there's no controversy whether those views are possible. Philosophers might disagree about the truth of them. They're not impossible views. Views like causal limitivism or nihilism, that there aren't causes in the world, and those philosophers. Sorry,
I believe
you
that
gotta
those
stop
views
talking when I'm speaking. Go ahead.
I believe that those views are incomplete. So I
What
mean,
does that
yes,
mean?
you can have these views, but they just
What does it
don't
mean
go
for a
forward.
view to be incomplete? What does that mean?
I feel like if you get down to if you
I'm just talking about the views being
shrink it,
possible.
yes. If you continuously shrink it down to how we're doing right now, I just don't see how they could have those views. Therefore, those views.
I'm just talking about the views that are possible.
The views that are possible for something
The views
to
are possible, right? That there are moments of time and there's beginnings to things and there's no causes at all.
Someone can view it that way. It doesn't mean that they're correct, but they can have those.
This is the third time you said this, and this is the third time I'm saying no one's talking about that at all. No one's saying these philosophers are correct about the truth of the propositions. The point is the propositions are possible. Not that they're true, they're possible.
They're not possible. Nothing can have a beginning in the form of time and not have a start. No.
Okay, you're talking about a different sense of possibility. It's logically possible, meaning it's not entailed from the meaning of the words.
So let's look at the meaning of the word. Can we look at the meaning of the word beginning? I'm reading it verbatim right now on the Oxford Language Dictionary. Here's what it says. The point in time or space at which something starts.
Right.
So
that doesn't tell you anything about causes. Right. It's not defined in terms of causes. Neither is any of those words used in that definition, when you reduce those words, have any implications about causes. The point I just fucking made is the words philosophers use is public, meaning when philosophers use the words, they're talking about the same thing by those words. They're not using what's called idiolect or private language and using words to refer to foreign concepts. When philosophers speak about concepts, they mean the same things by those concepts. Philosophers agree, views like there are moments of time and beginning to things, and causal limitivism or nihilism are possible. All philosophers agree about that. Philosophers who believe in causal principles, like the one I talked about, that whatever has a beginning has a cause, they do not say that that's logically necessary. They never say it's logically necessary for something to have a cause or to have a beginning as a cause. They instead say something called metaphysical possibility or necessity, which we're not going to get into. But the point is, no one disagrees that the meaning of the word beginning does not entail that something has a cause. Philosophers agree that it doesn't entail that. That's why there's a serious, substantial dispute ongoing today about whether views like causal limitivism or nihilism are true, granted there's moments of time. Philosophers mean the same things by those words.
Okay. What would be someone's meaning, like reasoning behind why they would believe
We're
that.
not talking about the reasons for those views. We're just talking about the views being possible. Has nothing to do with the motivations in favor of those views. It's completely extraneous.
Well, I don't have anything. If I don't know why someone would even believe that in the first place, why something can begin in time yet not have a cause, or why something can begin in time yet not have a cause.
Oh my God, we're talking about possibility.
Yes, that why it's possible.
Right.
I don't think
So
it's possible.
reasons in favor of the views does not matter at all. If someone believes there's unicorns,
you want me
it's
to
possible
make
unicorns exist.
exactly,
right?
but you want me to make an argument, yes?
I don't need to know that person's reasons to think unicorns exist, to know it's possible. Yeah, we're not talking about their reasons for their views. We're talking about their views are possible. So it's not logically necessary that if something has a beginning, it has a cause. This is, in fact, not even contentious.
You have a possible view of anything, but the thing is, like,
And that's not true.
I'm
Not
hearing,
all views are possible, logically speaking.
the thing is, what I'm genuinely curious, just as a person, is
Okay, then you could go
logically,
look into
I
those views in
can't-
your
I
own
can't
time
see-
if you're concerned as a person, you're
Okay, I'm
curious
saying
as a person.
logically, you're saying
As
that
far as we are in the conversation, we should recognize that it's obviously logically possible. Things have beginning and no causes. That's a logical possibility.
you have
Now,
not
what we want to
presented
know,
anything besides.
I just finished explaining. It's not a part of the meaning, as you just if you just searched it up. I just finished explaining that language is public, meaning when philosophers are making theses using words, they mean the same things by the words. Philosophers are not under the impression those theories are impossible. They're serious views. They're serious, substantial dispute today about views like causal limitivism and nihilism. If they were impossible, they wouldn't even be talked about in today's literature. They're not even possibilities. They're not even possibilities. Serious philosophers today wouldn't be debating whether those views are true. Unless they're speaking idiosyncratically, and they're not speaking idiosyncratically because the language is public. They're meaning the same things by the very same words.
Can you give me one reason why you would think that it's possible?
Oh my God. It's possible because it's logically consistent. It's not a part of the meaning of the word that there is a cause. I just explained this ad nauseum. It's been more than 3 times I finished explaining this.
Since it's not a part of the meaning of the word beginning, which I'm seeing here, it's not, like, it doesn't strictly say that, and you're saying that those people don't go off what isn't in the definition. So yeah, right? You're saying that those people don't go off what strictly isn't in the definition, correct? So hence it is possible. You're saying that the reason why it's possible is because
sentences are logically impossible if you can deduce a contradiction. If I said there's a married bachelor, that sentence might not appear as a contradiction, but when I reduce the word bachelor to unmarried man, the meaning of the word is an unmarried man, and I said he's a married bachelor, then what we get is he's an unmarried married man. And then we get the contradiction, he's married and unmarried. The word beginning and no cause when conjoined do not entail a contradiction. That's very obvious. You can introspect about what you mean by your own words. Further proof that the ordinary person does not mean that. In fact, further than the ordinary person, professional academics in philosophy do not use the words that way, is the fact that these views that I just described, like ellimitivism and nihilism about causes, are serious views. They are not impossible by the lights of professional academics. They're not logically impossible, at least. They're logically conceivable views. Many philosophers might think they're false, or maybe in other ways think they're impossible, because impossible can be used in various ways. Since it's a modal term, there's what's called various senses of necessity. But the point is, it's not contentious that the sentence, something has a beginning, does not entail anything about that object standing in causal relations. Doesn't entail it has a cause.
I get it. I get it. I understand what you're saying. It's a
Okay,
good.
so now we know the view is possible. Now what we want to know is reasons to think that if something has a beginning, as a cause. It's not logically necessary if it has a beginning as a cause. Now, unless you're just speaking idiosyncratically, right?
I'm saying
You
that
can say I'm an atheist and I'm a theist, and that appears like a contradiction, right? But you could just say by theist, you mean I believe I'm wearing a shoe, and by atheist, I mean there's no God, right? That's how you speak idiosyncratically. If you're using the words as ordinarily used, then obviously it's not entailed from the meaning of having a beginning as a cause.
under yes, but what
Okay.
I want to know is that what you're still saying is under certain, like you're saying that it's under these premises. Now you're saying that these people are like obviously like really educated and stuff, so it's right for them to consider the word big. You okay?
I'm saying, yeah, I'm fine. I'm saying that it's a public language, meaning they're saying the same things. If they are using the words in the same way, then they would know that it's impossible.
But they don't
They
consider it to be
wouldn't,
they consider it to be
right?
possible because the definition of the word beginning does not exclude it from being
Right.
possible. Okay, so I believe that basis that they're unanimously using is, I wouldn't say it's illogical, but I would say that you can also conclude things based on implications. So if we were to try to logically work this out, how would we be able to conclude? Like, how would we be able to?
Okay, I'm just asking you, what's
I
the
would just
argument
imagine
that
it.
something has a beginning as a cause?
Yes. So if we were to logically work out how does something have a beginning and a cause, and like how what view can we logically come to that would implicate that it like wouldn't have a cause, that something beginning wouldn't have a cause? Because in my opinion, I can I can define this by saying like I can implicate this, like my point, by saying, well, it would have to have a cause because it began at some point. I just don't see how else you would
That's
my
not,
my
Jesus
reasoning
Christ.
is because if it's beginning in time, that means it began at some point.
You know what you just
right?
said? I could just say, like, it's so funny how dumb the stuff you're saying is. You're not even thinking about what you're saying because how dumb it sounds. You said, the reason to think if it has a beginning, then it has a cause is because it has a beginning. Listen to this. The reason to think if it has a beginning, it doesn't have a cause. Imagine someone says, if something has a beginning, it doesn't have a cause.
I
You're
know
like,
that
that's
sounds
crazy. What's the
contradictory.
argument?
That sounds like circular
If
reasoning.
it doesn't, if it has a beginning, it doesn't have a cause. It has a beginning, therefore it doesn't have a cause. That's the justification. You see how they just said the opposite as you? You're really not giving any of the things
They're
you're
saying
saying
that
any
the
thought.
definition.
They're going specifically off the definition and what it specifically entails.
No one
right?
said anything about the definition.
That's what they're going off of. That's what you just told
No.
me. That they're
I'm saying if someone said, if it has a beginning, then it doesn't have a cause. It has a beginning, therefore it doesn't have a cause. That's not a justification for the conditional statement. The sentence, if it has a beginning, then it doesn't have a cause. You said the opposite. I'm parodying you. I asked you to give me reasons to think if it has a beginning, then it has a cause. And you know what you said? It has a beginning. Like, it's like, imagine I said, if I'm wearing glasses right now, I have the powers of Superman. Imagine I said that.
I know. It's like a circular reasoning, right? I know. I understand.
No, it's not justifying the sentence. It's not providing any reasoning. It's not that it's circular. We're asking for a justification for what's called the conditional statement, the if-then sentence. And what you're doing is what's called affirming the antecedent, which is affirming that first proposition. If it has a beginning, then it has a cause. Saying it does have a beginning isn't reason to think the conditional statement is true. Just like if I said, if I'm wearing glasses, I have Superman's powers, you're going to be dubious of that. And you're going to reasonably so ask me for an argument for that sentence if I said that. And imagine I said the justification, if I'm wearing glasses, then I have the power of Superman, is the fact I'm wearing glasses. Okay, you and I are not in dispute whether I'm wearing glasses. We're disputing if I'm wearing glasses, then I have the powers of Superman.
I see. My argument,
right?
It's in its totality. I don't think my argument isn't circular, because I would also say, like, I
haven't heard an argument.
Right.
I don't know what your argument you're talking about.
I would say
you just assume the conditional statement.
I consider that if it has a beginning, it has a cause, and
I know. I'm asking what's the argument.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, I can't, without me saying that God created it, that God caused it, then which isn't even directly addressing what we're talking about here. I can't put that into words. But like, I'm asking you, can you give me, so your reasoning for saying that it's possible is that the definition isn't excluding it. Is that it? Like, is that all of this? The definition
by here, possible just means is not entailed from the meaning. It's not entailed from the meaning, therefore it's possible.
So it's not entailed from the meaning of beginning, therefore it's possible. Okay, so the meaning, yeah, is, what do you like, implied? So if we consider the beginning, right, by its definition and by what it would mean in this context, does it not imply a cause? No, right?
No, I'm asking you for the argument for that. Implies and entails are different things, by the way. We're not talking about implication.
Well, I'm saying that when you put it under this
like,
context,
for example, it's implied when it rains, the floor is wet. It's logically possible it rains and the floor is not wet. It's not a part of the definition of the word rains that the floor becomes wet.
They were just saying.
But we have good reasons to think every time it rains, the floor is wet. So that's an implication.
Yeah. So I'm saying that my implication that beginning would have to have a cause. So your implication is that you're basically saying that
I'm not making an implication. I made a parody just to show you didn't defend the conditional statement. I'm not making any claims.
So you have no implication. You only have the fact.
I'm just asking you to defend your claim.
So you're saying that the fact that the definition doesn't exclude it. That's all you have. You don't have an implication or anything about this.
All I'm saying is that it's not entailed. Obviously, it's not entailed because you could just analyze the meaning of the words and see it doesn't follow from the meaning of the word. Beyond that, your claim is no longer even that it's logically necessary. You're just saying that you're justified in thinking it.
Yeah, I'm justified in thinking it because I feel like when you actually put it in motion, like this, if you actually put this definition to work, it would implicate.
Okay, but I want the argument for the statement. Okay, so I want the argument.
And my argument for that would be, I mean, I don't know. I'm stuck here. I don't have an argument for that. But I would say, like, can you try to explain to me an argument against that, essentially? That outside of just saying that since the definition doesn't exclude it, hence it's possible.
I mean, we have arguably counterexamples. There's many quantum physicists who think that point particles pop in and out of existence spontaneously. Controlled experiments show that there is no known cause. So there's many physicists who think that there's certain quantum states that are what's called causally inert, meaning that things do begin and end, and they're just causally bankrupt. They don't have any cause for why they appear or disappear. But that's in itself contentious. But besides that, I don't need an argument for that. My claim isn't that the sentence is false. It's that you don't have an argument. I mean, most philosophers don't accept what you're saying. What you're saying is more controversial, is the opposite controversial opinion. What you're saying is one of the more controversial things, that if has a beginning, has a cause. Most philosophers don't accept that. In fact, it's incoherent to even, I mean, your view escapes the issue insofar as you want to say God is outside of time, but then that doesn't actually do anything, because then there's even worse issues, like it's incoherent to say things are causal and atemporal. I don't know what atemporal causes even are. Like said from the beginning, we're working as if this concept is meaningful. I don't think it's meaningful. I also don't think it's coherent to say things can be immaterial and causally efficacious. I don't know what it means for something to be a cause and non-material. Those are even bigger philosophical worries that you gain at the cost of this thing you're doing. So you're not even dissolving an issue. You're actually trading issues for worse ones.
I think it's worth it because it allows you to go into further detail.
Okay, so then what is a cause? Yeah, what is a cause?
What is a cause?
Mm-hmm.
A cause is the reason for something to have, like, I don't want to use the word cause, but like in any sense, it's the reason for something to have, just like let's say for example, so cause
Ordinarily, causes is an explanatory relation between events.
It's a reason.
But events are moments of time, right? So what does it mean to say it's a reason?
To say it's a reason,
yeah, that's just like a synonym. Reason, explanation, cause.
The point, the point in when something, I guess, affect, because reason can be used so many.
How do you understand point if it's not in time? Because point is used to pick out moments of time. A point is an instance in time. But if it's atemporal, then it's not sufficient to say cause is defined in terms of points, because as you agreed, something can be the cause of something and that thing not be in time. Because now your definition precludes things atemporal. So that's so clearly if you're accurately describing your concept, then by your own admission, you should be able to recognize now that it's actually inconsistent with your concept, something's atemporal. Or either that or you're failing to properly describe your very own concept. So I'm still unclear what you mean.
I only consider God to be atemporal outside of time.
Okay, it's fine if you think there's only one thing that satisfies that. That's no one's fucking talking about that. I'm asking you what the word cause means. You got to define it in such a way, and where something is sensitive to being causally efficacious, meaning having causal powers or being causal and outside of time. So even if there's only one thing that is a cause and outside of time, if you're using the word cause univocally, meaning it's the same sense of the word cause as you use in ordinary conversation, then you're just being inconsistent.
It's just something that gives rise to, like, because the reason why I have
give rise to,
just essentially like initiate an action.
Initiate sounds temporal. But that sounds temporal. Do you think angels are in time?
Angels are in time.
Yeah, they're temporal. Or no?
In some contexts.
So there's sometimes outside of time?
Outside of our time, yeah, I would say so. But
I don't know. There's no such thing as our time. There's either in time or out time.
Well, angels were created at some point, so I guess for the sake of argument, I would just say it. Yes.
Okay. Yes, I still don't even know what it means for something to be a cause. Initiate sounds temporal, like there's a start. Can God create something atemporal?
Can he create something atemporal? Well, if he created time, I don't know, because
you don't know whether God created something atemporal. I thought he's omnipotent.
Well, yeah, I guess he can do something. Yeah. Well, it would have to have always been, right? So in order for it to be atemporal, it would have to be eternal.
No, it couldn't be eternal because it's not in time.
But that's by your definition of eternal. My definition is no beginning or end. So what I'm saying is God created.
It has no beginning and end because it's not in any moment of time. Okay, well, I mean that's okay. That's trivial.
So you're saying that God can create something under these premises, God can create something that's not.
I'm pretty sure that's your view. I'm just asking. I'm understanding God to be omnipotent, meaning he can realize any logically possible state of affairs. It's logically possible there exists something other than God that's outside of time. Okay, so God can cause atemporal things. I mean, do you think he created time and time is not itself in time?
I think he created time, and I think he created existence, the ability for something to exist, and
that's incoherent. But do we agree God can create atemporal things?
Do we agree that he can create atemporal things? Maybe. I don't think he has.
Okay, I'm not asking if he has, but you agree he can or no?
Can he create something that has always been? I don't think that's logically possible to create something that has always been because it got created at some point. So even if it was created
the causes
before,
are atemporal. So remember, if it's atemporal causes, that means the cause doesn't have anything to do with time. So it's logically conceivable something causes something else and that thing exists in every moment of time. If at some moment of time I cause something, then the thing I cause begins at that moment of time, so it couldn't be in a prior state of time. But if I'm not in time, I can cause things in time at any moment. I can make it be infinite into the past.
Yeah, so the thing is, if you're not in time, all of existence is, I would assume, just one very moment. So nothing is past.
God can create atemporal things.
Yeah, but nothing would happen before or after. It would all happen at the very same moment in that context. But that's kind of hard to perceive.
It wouldn't happen at any moment. The cause is not in a moment of time. It's not right to talk about moments. Moments are instances of time.
So it would just happen.
Right. Which is one reason why I think your concept of cause is nonsense. What the fuck is an atemporal cause? There's not a moment where I'm causing. Yeah, I'm the cause. There's no moment of time where I cause it. Nonetheless, I'm the cause of it.
I fully believe, like I told you, I don't think that ever happened. So,
but you think you think God's outside of time, you said. So when God causes, he's not causing in a moment of time. There's no time where God causes. God's not in time. God's act of causing is not in time.
Yeah. When
so what does it mean a cause and be outside of time?
Yeah, like, bro, I'm not making that point. Like, we can.
I'm just asking you what a cause means. It sounds like complete gibberish.
I literally said, like before we even got there, and you kind of like pressed that. I literally said that. I don't believe that he can make something that, because in order for him to have created something, he would have to create it at some point. So that would have to be temporal under that.
But that means God is in time.
That he's in time?
Mm-hmm.
He always has been. So there was but
you said God created time. He can't be in time if he creates time.
So you told me the word "the" was not in time, right?
Let's not worry about that stuff. I'm asking you what it means for God to cause.
We don't have to get into it, but you just said yes.
Right, so I'm just, I already said that. So I'm asking you what does it mean to say God causes?
So now let me try to explain something to you. So the thing is, God isn't.
I'm just asking you to define the word, or maybe not even a definition. That's too strong. I'm asking you to give any, whatever you can, explain that concept.
A cause is something that gives rise to an action or phenomenon or condition. So, for example,
Okay, what does it mean to give rise?
I've already said that, like to essentially like start or
Okay,
initiate.
and what does it mean to initiate?
To begin, like for you as an action to begin something. So
What does it mean? What does it mean for something to begin? That it's the thing that begins it. You're not even when you say to begin, you're just saying it's the thing that causes something's beginning. The question is, what does it mean to cause there? It makes that thing begin is not telling you what that means.
yeah, I know it's but the thing is when you trinkle it down to such an extent, it doesn't it just become circular?
What are you talking about?
You
If it's
so,
just entirely circular, that's reasons to think there is no concept there.
but the thing is there is a
Unless
concept.
it's primitive, but causation's not primitive.
But the thing is if there's something that had no cause, that had no beginning, that had no none of that, then
Well, we're just
which
trying to understand what the word cause means. I have no clue what that word means.
you would ask me that, I'd say to give rise, then I'd say to initiate, and then we kind of just go in circles because you know what I mean?
Yeah, it just sounds like you're admitting you don't have anything you can offer.
Do you have something to offer?
There's working theories of cause, and none of them are consistent with what you're saying. That was the literal point I made. I said there is no theory of cause. If you look in, you can go on Stanford Encyclopedia. It's a philosophy encyclopedia written by philosophers, completely free. If you go into the metaphysics section, scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a category called causation. You can read the entire article on causation and the various theories of causation. And there's no working theory of causation where you can make sense of atemporal and immaterial causes. There is no theory of that. That's just gibberish. In fact, the most common theory of cause is called the Lewisian model of cause that deals with counterfactuals. And that theory requires events, and events are moments of time. So if you have the view that there's something atemporal, by the Lewisian model, which is the most popular theory, it's not possible something stands in causal relations to if it's outside of time. Being causally related requires that it's a relationship between moments of time, at least defined that way. But there's other theories that are not the Lewisian theory. The point is just that there just isn't any known theory of what it could possibly mean for something to be atemporal and causally efficacious. It just sounds like complete gibberish.
So do you consider time to be something that exists or a perception?
I don't even know what that's asking.
I'm saying, do you believe like time to be something real, or do you believe it to be a perception? Like
I don't think time is real, no.
So you believe it to be a perception?
Well, I don't understand the disjunction. I don't think I agree with the disjunction. It's either a perception or to have perceptions of things, presumably they're real. I mean, you can have perceptions of things that don't exist, right? But if you have the impression that perceptions are a type of phenomenological process and you attain perceptions via the type of phenomenal process between your perceptive faculties and objects, then if there's no object there, there's no object causing any particular perception. Time is not like a thing that exists to have. I mean, even if you don't think time is real, even if you think time is real, you're still perceiving time. So it's not you perceive it or it's real. I mean, on both accounts, you're perceiving time. I just don't think time exists. Just the same way I don't think colors exist in the philosophically interesting way, right? Colors aren't a real thing, but you have perceptions.
It's only it only exists like in our heads, like what we like. It's not something, you know what I mean? It's not something real. Like it only exists because of the value that.
Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I'm not even saying either. I'm not even saying I'm like a B theorist, which sounds like what you're describing, that time's an illusion.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is.
I don't have a theory of time. Okay, well, I'm saying I don't have a position on whether time is real or not. So it's true I don't think time is real. But it's not true. I also don't think time is not real. I'm sympathetic to thinking time's not real because I don't even think a position like that is intelligible. I don't know what it would mean for time to be real. I think most metaphysically robust views or ontologically committing views are just completely gibberish. So I'm not sure I even make sense of what it would mean for time to exist. That would involve additional heavy meta-ontological studying for me to see whether I can even make sense of concepts like that. But the point is, I don't even know why you're asking me this. Like, I have no idea whether time is real or not. Let's just say that.
Okay, so
What's the point of asking me that?
I'm asking you because you're saying that what I'm saying is that time is just
causation doesn't have anything to do with or time is real. Time cannot be real and there still be causes. If we're talking about causation, which we are, there's no reason we should be talking about the existence of time.
But earlier you were asking if God created something at some point that would be under a point in time, right?
When you said when you defined creation, you said instantiates, or what? Not instantiates. You said initiates. Sounded like that's in some time, but I don't. You're getting this whole conversation confused. You're not really clear.
By definition of cause, you're saying that's where I got time from. By my definition of cause. Because to give rise to is some point of time.
Look, I'm saying I have no clue what it means for something to cause and be outside of time. Let's just leave it that simple. I don't know what the fuck that means. It doesn't sound like you know what the fuck it means. Now what?
Okay, so yeah, well you haven't. Well, are you gonna give me anything at all? To
give you anything?
Yeah,
you want a cookie?
I'm saying that I just need something. Like you're saying this study. Can you give me a logical reason besides the fact that the definition of beginning does not exclude something to have like something to exist without a cause.
Oh my god.
I mean with no cause.
This is so bad. Okay, I'm gonna tell you this one final time. My claim isn't that it's not true that things that begin don't have causes. Your claim at first was that it's necessary, and then I said, if you're talking from logical modality, it's obviously not necessary. I already explained that away. To be logically necessary, I'm still speaking, to be logically necessary means it's entailed from the meaning of the words. It's not entailed from the meaning of the words, so it's not necessary in that way. That's all I said.
I'm saying that
I don't have any reason to think if something begins as a cause.
I'm saying I agree with you. It's not entailed, but
I know you've already said this 5 times. That's why I'm getting pissed about the fact you're bringing up this stuff we've already tied up. Like you just jump to anything.
But can you?
It sounds like you can't say anything novel in the conversation. Like you don't have a theory of cause.
Besides the definition of, what is entailed to get you to believe that it's possible? Besides the definition saying that it's not possible.
I'm agreeing it's possible if something begins as a cause. What?
No, but you're saying
no one ever disputed that.
No, I'm saying that, but you're also saying that it's possible for something to begin with no cause. So besides the definition of beginning, excluding that, and besides the definition of beginning, the definition of beginning.
That's all it means for it to be possible. There is no other way of explaining how it's possible. That literally is the truth conditions for it being possible.
So since it doesn't So since
P
the
is logically possible if P does not entail contradiction. That's what logical possibility here is used to mean.
The contradiction. I just want you.
And there's no right. That's all it means. There's no contradiction in the sense and something begins without a cause. That's the whole point.
Okay, what is one of those possible reasons that something can exist without a cause? Or like what is that possibility? Like
I don't know what you're asking.
Like what is the details of what someone would consider a possibility for something to exist without a cause?
I don't know what you're asking.
Okay, so you said that it's possible because something can exist without a cause because the definition of beginning does not the definition doesn't exclude that.
Possible means the meaning of the words don't entail otherwise. They don't entail otherwise, so it's possible otherwise.
And that's there's nothing else that you can.
Nope, there's nothing else. It's that simple.
Okay.
It's possible a bachelor has blue hair because the meaning of bachelor does not entail it doesn't have blue hair. Vice versa, having blue hair doesn't entail you're not a bachelor.
Yeah. Yeah, I get it. I all right. I get it. I just think that it's God. You think that it's yeah.
I don't think the universe has a cause. I don't even think that means anything. I think that's a meaningless sentence. No philosophers even have working theories of what the fuck that could possibly mean. It's not that it's false. It's not even a meaningful sentence. For it to be meaningful, there has to be a working concept of what cause there is. There just isn't that concept. People who talk about cause in a way where something could be outside of time and immaterial and causally efficacious, they stress their concept of cause without realizing. They stress it so much it becomes semantically opaque, meaning it's unclear what that means whatsoever. There's no idea what it means.
Yeah, that's essentially what you were doing with me earlier, and I was just like, well, it'll become circular reasoning, and circular reasoning.
No one's talking about reasoning. We're just talking about how you understand the word.
The word
it's
cause.
not a process of reasoning.
I would say to give rise, and I would say beginning. You'd be like, well, what does that mean? What does this mean? What does that mean? Right, and I would just keep going on and on as stuff that kind of sort of means the same thing. You know what I mean?
Because yeah, that's not explicating what it means. That's the issue. You're just using interchangeable synonyms that if I don't have the concept, I'm just going to reasonably ask what that word means. If I don't know what, imagine I don't have the concept of water. I never seen water. I use the word water. You ask me what is water. I say agua. What is agua? Then I start saying water in every possible language. You don't have the concept. Using just synonyms, non-reducible synonyms, isn't going to help me acquire the concept. And if the concept's not primitive, then that's evidence there is no concept. Primitive concepts are concepts that aren't made up of further concepts. For example, bachelor is made up of unmarried and man. Those are two different unique concepts that the conjunction makes up the concept of bachelor. For example, some philosophers think concepts like existence are primitive, that they don't reduce into further concepts. Causation is not a concept that's primitive. At least that's the impression of most philosophers. So that's some evidence. Either you're talking about a different concept than me when I talk about causation, or you're mistaken about your concept.
Yeah. No, I get you. I get what you're saying. So
you should probably read SCP into causation. That would do you a good benefit, and you can realize how what you're saying makes no sense. And or maybe you can eventually end up constructing a working theory. Who knows?
Yeah, I just think if you just go into dissect the word cause, then there isn't a working theory at that point, you know?
Well, no, there's tons of working theories of cause today. Just not ones where something could be outside of time and immaterial. I mean, there's even a further thing about theories about how you acquire concepts, which you acquire concepts from perceiving them. And since the concept we have of cause is not one where we perceive things outside of time and immaterial, there's not a reason to think we even have a concept of cause where something could be a cause and outside of space and immaterial.
I see. So does, yeah, I see. I see what you're saying. Well, do you got know the name of one of those studies that you're referring to?
You could just read Stanford. It's just a philosophy encyclopedia that goes over the philosophy of cause.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess later, bro.
All right, peace. Thanks for the heart, by the way, forever. And also, thank you, Josh. Josh sent $5 on YouTube. We need to see more hair, please, MB. One's in the chat if you want to see more hair on him. Okay. If you want to see me with more hair, I guess one's in the chat. We don't got no one on Discord. If you want to talk, you could join the Discord. We got maybe like 70, 60 people on YouTube. You could feel free to join. Yeah, everyone was saying next caller. If you were wanting me to get over that guy. All right, next guy. I don't think this guy's connecting. Yeah, I gotta keep interacting. Get to 45k likes, share, repost if you haven't already. Yo, it's the guy that's obsessed with God. It's been months and he's still on here debating. Yeah. Just like regular. Like what? You know, like I'm a debate content creator. Why would I just stop debating? Bro expected me to just debate for a week and never appear back. Like the hell? Oh, I thought he was actually connecting. Yeah, you didn't connect Gray. And that other guy left. Yeah, we got no one in the queue. You gotta keep interacting. I think it's a troll account to just get engagement. Why would you think I'm a troll? I mean, I've studied philosophy of religion. That's why I debate the topic. And I've been a content creator for 3 years. I'm very serious about what I talk about. Like, clearly I don't appear as trolling. Who trolls about serious philosophical topics? I mean, even that doesn't even make sense to troll about the subject. I mean, I guess you could troll about it. I mean, there are trolls, but then 3 years straight is kind of... I'm by no means a troll about anything. But okay, buddy, you could believe whatever you want. Bro, it's talking about being a rapper. Yeah, the chat rats. Wait, to become a rapper? There's someone else who says something about rapper. My butt raps. Bro. Gang, we gotta get people up. I got a split in a headache and we don't got nobody here. There isn't any proof, lol. I'm gonna post a TikTok video too at the end of this live. Come on, y'all gotta keep interacting. What's going on? Like the stream on YouTube too. We haven't gotten a single caller on Discord today. Well, I mean, we tried, but, you know, he didn't connect. Thank you for the $5, John. John Herrera. Hold up, my PC's acting up. He says, in your opinion, is truth objective or subjective? Okay, that question seems like a category error. Truth can't be objective or subjective. There are propositions that are true that might be objective or subjective, right? For example, sentences like, I have a dog, that might be true, and that might be true objectively or subjectively. For example, that's an objective truth. Or, you know, sentences like, I like chocolate, is true or false, and that's objectively or subjectively true. That's like an instance of a subjective truth. Truth itself is not objective. Propositions, token propositions, so particular propositions that might be true or false, are true or false objectively or subjectively, meaning stance dependently or stance independently. And what I just mean by that is it's either true in virtue of my like values, intentions, or goals, or true independent of my attitudes, values, and goals. Chocolate tastes good is true in virtue of my values. Maybe you mean are moral truths objective or subjective? Truth itself really, it's like incoherent to ask if truth itself is objective or subjective. Come on, y'all gotta join the Discord. What's going on? Easter Bunny real too? Y'all celebrate Easter? I haven't celebrated Easter. Oh, and thanks also, Pretty Boy, for the gifts. And Koi. Did Koi send more gifts? I'm pretty sure I saw that Koi sent gifts, but thank you for the gifts, Pretty Boy. What was I saying? Yeah, I mean, who celebrates Easter? I mean, I haven't celebrated Easter since, I don't even know. I think the last time I've ever celebrated Easter was like 7 years old. Like I remember so long ago, I did like a Easter egg hunt. But even then I did it infrequently. I didn't do it like every year when I was growing up. Oh no, actually I've done it older. I remember, I think there was like a span where it was like 3 years or 4 years in a row I haven't done Easter egg hunting. But I went with my cousins once because there's like this huge free event where they had like serious candy, and I just did it. Well, I guess, is that even considered celebrating Easter? I just went to a free event to take candy. I mean, maybe that's not even, because what do you even do on Easter? Isn't it just Easter egg hunting? But no, I haven't celebrated Easter in at least more than 6 years. Probably like 8 years or something. I'm not even sure what constitutes celebrating Easter. I'm gonna keep it real. I celebrate Easter because of them chocolate bunnies. I'm not a huge fan of chocolate, but the chocolate bunnies, what are they? I mean, I guess it depends what brand. But they don't taste any different than normal chocolate. Chocolate I love during Christmas is the peppermint chocolate. I hate peppermint tasting things except the peppermint chocolate. Cannot stand peppermint. I love Easter and Christmas. It's technically pagan. I've heard that. Christmas isn't pagan though. I'm pretty sure it was a Catholic invented holiday. Am I wrong about that? But what do you do on Easter other than just finding candy and eggs? Easter chocolate is trash, is it? I don't know. I don't even remember ever. I don't even think I've ever had a chocolate bunny. I remember I would find... Actually, I only remember one Easter in like vaguely of one time I was a child. I might have actually only celebrated Easter twice. But I don't remember ever eating an Easter bunny chocolate or whatever. Chocolate bunny. I just only ever remember finding eggs with like Skittles or what are they called? The sour straws or something. It's not true that they're pagan. Yeah, I've heard they're pagan. I've also heard that that's false. Atheist is the universe eternal. From Yule, I think. I don't know what that means. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of want to dye eggs for no reason. I think I don't remember if I've ever painted an egg either. I'm pretty sure I've never done that. I know I've never carved a pumpkin. I mean, I've never celebrated Halloween because I was like a Christian like almost my whole life up until a couple years ago, so I'm not even sure I care to celebrate Halloween. Like, I'm pretty much too grown for that. I guess there's parties, but I'm not a party guy. Definitely not. What do people even do for Halloween parties? Just get drunk and get laid? Like, as an adult? Come on, guys. We gotta get people up. I don't want to keep yapping about trash holidays. Except Christmas. Christmas is not trash. It's pretty much the only holiday I think I celebrate. Except Thanksgiving. I mean, we don't even eat turkey or any of that. We, comer, venir. Cook a pig. Están bien. Pigs are great. Stoked Detroiter. Come on, guys. We gotta get people up. Drugs. How long ago you stopped being an apologist? Roughly 3 years ago. Yeah, I was a Christian apologist 3 years ago. Dia de las Muertes. Well, I'm not Mexican, so I don't celebrate that. Plus, I don't really know anything about it, but with a Christian family, hell no, we wouldn't celebrate that. At least the type of Christian family I have. I was never raised to that. Not only am I not Mexican, because that's Mexican tradition, but like praising the dead or whatever, hell no, my family would never. Or I don't really understand Dia de las Muertes. Isn't it just like a memorial for the dead people and celebrating or whatever? I heard, no, it's like something like you like communicate with them or something, I don't know. Why did you stop being a Christian? Because Christianity is false. Do you top demolished you already? Believes in Santa Muerte? I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, my parents think that schizophrenia is caused by demons, so get in line. What was you apologizing for? Yeah, good question. Come on, we're gonna get people. We got 60 people on YouTube. Yeah, I'm not even trolling. Like I just talked about, I went to that, what's it called? The Noah's Ark exhibit. Like, my parents genuinely think that there was a global flood and that this nigga took 2 of every dinosaur on ship. Like, where is Bond? What are we doing? But nah, some theists believe some crazy stuff. Like schizophrenic people are demonized. It's like actually crazy. It's insane. Come on, we gotta get people up. Oh yeah, exorcism victims. Yeah, mental illness. Imagine they're like epileptic or something. They're having a seizure. Like, to be honest, I've never seen an exorcism. To me, that's almost like fantasy. I've watched the first 2 Conjuring movies. That's about, and The Nun. That's about it I know about. Like that shit. Like, I know like historically people done it, but it seems so surreal to think people actually done exorcisms. So much crazy stuff people believe. Yeah, seizures are coming. Come on, we gotta get people up. I don't know. We're not getting nobody up. Thoughts on Gnosticism? Gnosticism is... What is Gnosticism again? Isn't that like not knowing? Or something, I don't know. Let me actually search it up. Salvation is achieved through gnosis, secret direct knowledge of truth, transcending God rather than just faith. I don't really understand what that view is. What do you think happens when you pass? Don't have an opinion. Offshoot of Christianity. What theory of probability do you hold? Well, I just largely use Bayesian. It's gods and subgods. It's a cool religion. Yeah, we're gonna normalize letting the mysteries be. That's a fact. Bro's preaching. I'm not gonna read that comment out, but that's kind of crazy leafy. Not crazy as if, you know, well, maybe, let me not even say that. Yeah, justice for Aisha for real. Come on, guys. I'm gonna be patient, but we gotta get people up for real. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get people. Should I restart? It might just treat me badly, the algorithm. Unless we think we could keep interacting. What happens when you become the master debater? There's no one left to debate, I guess. That's right. Share and repost. Yeah, maybe I'll just end and go live later. Maybe I should restart. Maybe I should wait it out. I don't know. Kind of indifferent, but maybe I'm thinking about just ending because I've been live for less than 3 hours, but we haven't gotten anyone good, to be honest. I don't think I've had a good conversation yet. Our request, you got to join Discord. I haven't checked Discord in a while. Oh, we do have someone on Discord. Wow. I wonder how long he was waiting. Oh, it's this guy. It is this guy, Falco. So I guess not long. Write it on the prompt. Join Discord. Yeah, you there, Falco? Yeah, your mic's not coming through. There's no audio coming through. Hopefully you could hear. You know, actually, Falco? No, I can't hear you. I'm gonna just restart the stage. I'm gonna see if it's me. I don't think it's me, but you should see the stage come up in a minute. Okay, I think it was a problem with the stage. I can hear you now. What's up?
Hey, MB, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, this is Flacco, MB. I just want to say I respect you, right? I get you're an atheist and everything. But I was actually in the YouTube chat, and I decided to call in. Your mod told me to ask you about causality.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, I kind of get your perspective on a lot of like, the atheistic principles, like, just saying, stuff kind of just happened, like it just was here, it was always here, or however you think it was. But
I never
I,
said anything about that.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying I never said anything about that.
Oh no, I'm not here to like beat you up and stuff. I just wanted to, you're a lot of your, I guess your fans in the YouTube like to say a lot of like dumb shit. So I just was like, let me call in and like just give a little piece here. But no, scientifically and stuff, I get where a lot of that comes from. But it's just like, to me, I do believe in science and math, even though I'm a believer and stuff like that. But it's just like mathematically, you know, if you have zero, I feel like it just doesn't become one just randomly. I feel like you have to externally do something to it, addition, that kind of thing, basic arithmetic. And I feel like that kind of logic transfers because, there's a lot of theories going on with the creation of the universe, the Big Bang, dark energy, like
I'm not sure what
they
you're
claim.
talking about right now.
Oh, that your mod asked me to come on here and ask you about causality.
But you're not even asking me a question.
Oh, well, what's your take on causality then? Let's start with that.
What do you mean, what's my take on causality? What are you asking?
Like, what do you personally believe about it? Do you think things just happen on their own? Do you think something's guiding causality? Like,
Well, I don't even know any of what you're asking means.
okay, you don't know.
Guiding
Okay,
causality. Causality is the study of cause and effect.
right.
Causality is
That
just the
that's
causal
right. That's kind of what I was getting at.
properties.
I don't think it's just like a passive thing.
Are you asking me if I think there's instances of things that happen without causes?
Yeah, more or less. Like I heard
I
you
don't
talking
have an
to the other
opinion about
caller
that.
about something like that.
Yeah, I don't really have an opinion about that. It's definitely possible things happen without cause, for sure. I don't know whether there are things in the world that happen without causes.
Okay, okay. No arguments with that. Um, so let me ask you, why did you become atheist? You said you were a Christian at one point. Like, what happened?
Yeah, I just don't find that there's really any good reasons to be a theist. In fact, I don't even think theism's a possibility. I think theism's like incoherent. But at best, I think there's strong reasons to think that God doesn't exist.
Okay, and you think that's like scientifically based or something like that?
Not really.
Oh, you just that's just what you think. Oh, okay, wow. All right.
Well, I have justification for it, but the justification's not scientific.
Wow. I was not expecting that at all. Um,
I'm not a
I
science
don't
guy.
I don't really know what. I'm sorry, I didn't hear you.
I'm not a science guy. I don't know much of anything about science.
Oh wow, man. Okay, so maybe I'm a little bit confused because in the chat and like your mods, they kind of paint this picture of you like some kind of like science guy or some physicist, but you just said yourself you don't even believe in half of that stuff or any of it for that matter, or you don't like
Believe
rely
in
on
what?
that for your perspective.
Yeah, I study philosophy of religion. I have various philosophical reasons to think that God doesn't exist. I'm not
Oh
very
yeah, yeah. I can
equipped
respect
when it
that.
comes to
We all have
science.
our. Yeah, no, I didn't even know that. Like that, I'm just hearing about this now, so I have to kind of change and adapt my perspective and my rhetoric, because I never thought you were like that, but I'm in the chat and all of I guess your fans are just like having this discussion about evolution and creation of the universe and all these like scientific principles. I guess it's just because they're atheists, but they're a different kind of atheist than you.
I mean, there's various reasons why you might be an atheist. Maybe
No,
biased.
absolutely. Yeah. No, I get it. We all have our feelings and stuff. I was just here to I mean, at this point, I mean, the best thing I could do is provide some encouragement for you. Jesus Christ does love you, and I'm not trying to preach or pray for you or anything. It's just like, hey, some people out there do believe and some people don't, and it's just we're here to encourage you that one day that could change for you if you let it, and it's just something maybe to consider.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, I used to be atheist. I used to be Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So I've already like considered it.
And now you're just completely done at this point.
I mean, it's possible someone convinces me out of being an atheist, but I doubt that would happen.
Yeah, I mean, like, I
in
guess
favor
that's
of
what I'm trying to
atheism are
do,
just
Hey, like, you might want to, like, not saying that you're doing anything wrong, right? You now that I know this, like, I definitely have an even better opinion of you now. But it's your mods are like, I'm sorry, man, like they're really kind of like tarnishing you in a way because they don't even understand that you're more about philosophy. They're just, kind of like aggressive towards people and this science kind of thing, in which I don't really care. We can talk about science, we can talk about philosophy. It doesn't really matter. The being an atheist to me from a philosophical point is more of like a life thing, like experience emotions. Hey, this is why I don't necessarily believe, instead of trying to use numbers and scientific theories, to disprove
I
God.
still
It's like,
use numbers to disprove God.
uh-huh. Well, I mean, here's the thing. Like, for me, at one point, I was actually Muslim, right? Like, I was Muslim, like an issue in my life, and just reading between the books. I used to research a lot of religions, atheism, and stuff, and I was just always, me personally, it was like atheism, agnostic, and everything else. It was just like something that seemed unsure. Like I don't want to walk. You wouldn't walk blindfolded down the street. You would at least take the blindfold off, kind of thing. You know what I mean? And kind of choose from like the different things. Maybe you make your own religion. I don't know, but reading the Bible, I just found a lot of truth and logic with it, and researching that Jesus was historical. It's up to you if you want to believe his claims and the things he did. That's kind of up to you. But I feel like there's a lot of evidence pointing towards him being correct. And it's just something that I would really like beg you to consider, man. Like everything else is, kind of repeats what he said or refreshes it in another way. But I think getting it from him is like the purest way to get that mantra and dogma. Um, but as far as philosophy, I get it. Like, there's a lot of good points in philosophy that might make you think something else. But I think the two could definitely go hand in hand in your case for sure.
Okay.
Yeah, like I said, man, you're definitely like a good dude and stuff, man. Like I'm telling you, I'm coming up here thinking something else, and now I feel like kind of bad about it. Um, just because of how the chat was, but I think that you were on your journey. Things might not have worked out for you at that time, but there's a lot of life to live, man, and there definitely could be a change in your life.
Okay.
Yeah, but philosophically wise, like, is there anybody that you follow or read up on?
Sure. There's many atheist philosophers, I think. They're really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that I'm not really too familiar with. I mean, I would have to, I guess, do some research on it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, philosophy, I think it's the beginning, leading you towards faith, belief, because you're starting to, you guys, I say like deconstruct or whatever, but it's like, I feel like you're starting to build a framework for yourself, and, it can be an atheist philosopher, it can be Greek, Roman, like who cares? It doesn't really matter, the end of the day, what the philosophy is trying to get that the right, excuse me, the right knowledge and advancing your life, advancing your morals, your ethics, your thoughts, and I, I'm just saying, I think that's exactly what Jesus Christ does. He didn't tell us to just roll over like somebody who just solely believes in one thing or the numbers or the science, whatever. Like science is always good, but it's better when it's within context. Like some things we're not going to understand, no matter how big our microscope is, how big our computer is. We're just not going to go there and understand it. So I think it fills in some of the gaps that we're lacking in our technology at this point in time. But with philosophy, if I were you, if I may, I would just take it, one step further and just, really read the book, just really see if there's anything in there that could really help you and impact you. I don't want to force you or push it on you. I'm just saying maybe it would be worthwhile.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I know you're looking like you're gonna get off the live here, but I mean, after actually talking to you, it's like I wouldn't even know why to call in. I mean, you're kind of based on philosophy. That's pretty much a belief in itself. It's like, you know, us as Christians, we're not gonna, sit back and say, your beliefs are wrong and stuff like that and stuff. I mean, if you're not hurting anybody, you're not doing anything. Can't really uh, influence you too much in that way, but we can kind of nudge you a little bit and just kind of, lay some things down for you and, pray for you, if you want and kind of just do that. It's not, you're not like the other atheists that do this kind of thing. And I really think you're probably the best. You're probably the best at it, honestly.
Sure.
Yeah, yeah. I was the guy that sent you that gift and everything.
Yeah, word.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, I don't have any issue with you at all. You're definitely chill, and I knew it. Like when I seen your name, I was like, oh, he's Darth MB. Like, yeah, I'm Sith too. Like I like Sith and stuff. So that's why I jumped in here. But a lot of your chatters and your modders and stuff, man, they're just absolutely insane in there. And it's like it's okay to believe what you want, but you can't like do the bad Christian thing, like how they talk about bad Christians, like, oh, you're trying to force your beliefs on me. I don't like if somebody doesn't necessarily agree with you, it's not them being stupid. It's just they don't agree with you. You haven't convinced them. Would you agree?
Yeah.
Yeah, and like now I feel bad for coming up here and wasting your time, knowing that you're just somebody who's kind of working it out and you found something that kind of resonates with you, and it's not something for me as a Christian to be like, hey man, like you need to do this. Like, I really can't do that in this situation. So it's kind of like it kind of pisses me off that I allowed the YouTube chat to even like motivate me to come up here because I already told them. I was like, no, I was like, MB doesn't really need my help. There's really nothing to talk about, right? I think maybe we could hash out some of your philosophical principles. Maybe we could talk about that and see what's going on there. Like it's not really. It wouldn't really be a debate. It would be more of like, I don't know, like shit. I don't know, like a friendly discussion, like talking to a friend. Like hey, bro, like why are you thinking that? Like hey, have you ever thought about this kind of thing?
Hmm.
Yeah, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, you should look in the chat, man. Like it's getting like very, very astrophysicist in the chat, and I just hate to do this to you, waste your time.
That's all right. Well, thanks for coming up. I'm gonna let you go though. It was cool talking.
Yeah, yes, sir, yes, sir. Hey, I hope you have a blessed day. Have a good one. God bless you, and I hope everything works out.
Word. Thanks. Peace
All
out.
right, thank you.
We got Droop Star.
Yo, brother.
Yo, what's up?
I'm good, man. Away from America, yeah?
You're getting away from America?
No, I asked, where you from, America?
Yeah, I'm from America.
Oh, sweet, man. Sweet. Joining in from the UK.
Word. What do you got?
The best evidence for God.
Yeah.
Man just came on a freestyle thing, I just literally swiped down and I just saw your caption, but I think the Bible, low key. And when I say the Bible, I mean like the history and the manuscripts and the amount of manuscripts that align with it. So, yeah, man.
You're saying the what?
So, obviously, I said the Bible, but I mentioned about like the amount of manuscripts there are and how all of them, they all link together.
Okay, why would that be a reason to think God exists?
I think, obviously, to say that, oh yeah, God exists, but not being able to see him, right, is a bit kind of like, that's a bit of a slippery slope. But you have evidence to say, for instance, like Napoleon existed, to say Alexander the Great existed. Like, we use manuscripts, innit, to gather all of those information and say, from the evidence we've gathered, we can say so-and-so has existed, so-and-so was real. But yeah, that's basically the same. That's basically what I'm trying to say, innit? Obviously, it's been a long time since I've done research on that, innit? So I just, jumped in. I ain't trying to sound stupid at all. But what I heard from like a previous research I did was how many manuscripts there were of the Bible, and I was like, wow, that's like a lot. It was like over 1,000.
Okay, but why would I think God exists? Because there's 1,000 manuscripts.
It's a good question, but to me, it's like if there's like a lot of written evidence about something, it kind of pushes you and motivates you to kind of want to explore more. If you know what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'm concerned with whether you have strong evidences or arguments that God exists.
Mm.
You don't have any of that?
You can hear me?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can hear.
Okay. Now, I think obviously, like with that, I was like, you know what? If there's a lot of evidence for, per se, oh, so and so, with the manuscripts, like I mentioned in it, like all of them are lining up and stuff like that, and that's kind of how we gather evidence to figure out if something has existed or not. It just kind of gives you like a push to want to, explore a bit more to see if that thing is actually true or not. But in terms of that, like evidence in terms of like seeing if God exists, I always tell people that, it's something that you just have to kind of ask God yourself. You know what I mean? Just, pray in faith and ask for a revelation. But to some people who are watching this, I know that probably might not be like, you know, a good form of way to try and kind of seek the truth. But yeah, that's all me, bro. If you don't mind me asking, yeah, like, if you don't mind me asking, like, this is kind of like, I know probably this might be outside the thing of doing, but is there a reason like you're an atheist?
Yeah.
Okay, like, what's the reason if you don't mind me asking?
I have low priors in theism. Now, to be
So you said you have
completely
low
honest,
priors
I
in
don't.
theism.
Yeah, I mean, at best, I have low priors in theism. Worst case, I don't think theism's even possible.
Okay. I hear you, bro. You know, I'm a Christian myself, and there's a lot of things that I'm still learning about my faith. But I still actually respect you that, you know, in a way, you're kind of still kind of seeking out for an answer. So, you know, again, I didn't come prepared, as you can tell. I mean, but I just, you know, took the opportunities. I saw someone left. I was like, oh, I'm here, might as well go up. But
I mean, if you want, I do have other people. If you want to pass them up, you can feel free to come back anytime, though.
100%, man, 100%. What's your name?
My name's Jomar.
Jomar, are you Nigerian?
I'm not sure. Well, I'm Puerto Rican, but yeah, I mean, maybe some of that's Nigerian descent.
Serious. You got a good name. My name is Dennis, bro.
It's cool to meet you, Dennis.
Cool to meet you, bro, Steve. Let someone else come up, innit?
All right.
Have a nice day, bro.
Word. Peace out, game. All right, we got Star.
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
So you're an atheist?
Mm-hmm.
What makes you believe that a God or like religious God doesn't exist?
Well, I don't think a God of any type exists.
Okay, can I ask you why?
Yeah, I mean, it's like I said to the last guy. Best case scenario, I have extremely low priors in theism. Worst case is I don't think theism's even coherent, so it's not even possible that a God exists.
Yeah, I wanted to understand your opinion and where you're coming from because I'm also an atheist. I just wanted to see if there was a certain reason why you believed in what you believed in and didn't want to believe that there's any type of God.
Yeah, I mean, I have a video that goes over why the probability of atheism versus theism without any information would strongly favor atheism in such a way that the priors are so low for theism, it's not really clear what evidences can get it out of that ditch. In addition, with the fact we have inductive reasons to think, you know, all minds are embodied, you know, and various other inductive facts about minds, that theism is less likely given the information we have about minds. But I don't really think theism's possible because theism admits of a disembodied mind, and I don't think disembodied minds are even possible.
Yeah, because I mean, we can stalk dreams, basically. We're able to see inside of dreams while people are dreaming through certain technology that we have developed, but we aren't able necessarily to see inside of like an afterlife, basically, is what I'm trying to say, because I don't believe that there is an afterlife since we can't necessarily go out of our bodies regularly. Why would we be able to when we're dead? I feel like that's just taking out our consciousness.
I'm not. You're talking about you leaving your body in dreams? I'm confused.
No, so basically, scientists are able to look into people's dreams through certain technology what I'm trying to say by that is that if there was an afterlife, why are we not able to look into an afterlife? Like, that's a big thing, because if there is still an afterlife, why can't we look into that, but we can look into dreams that are fictional?
I mean, maybe the technology is in use in the... Because, I mean, it doesn't seem like they're even applicable, because in one case, the mind is alive, and there's certain, maybe, neurological processes where you can represent the contents of experiences based on the patterns of neurons firing or something, such that you could sketch out what people are dreaming of. But in afterlife cases, they require... It's afterlife, so in these cases, the brain's dead, so we wouldn't have...
Yeah, so, I mean, you kind of don't... Well, not kind of. You don't have a consciousness once you are dead. How would there be an afterlife? Like, that's just a biggest thing to prove that
I mean, I don't have much of an opinion on an afterlife. There are atheists, mind you, who do believe in various forms of afterlife. So those are kind of orthogonal conversations. I do think it's more prevalent amongst theists that they do believe in an afterlife. But there are theists or deists who don't. There are people who, strictly speaking, believe in a God and no afterlife, and atheists who, strictly speaking, believe in no God and do believe in an afterlife. So you can kind of... consistent with both. I don't really think if you prove to me an afterlife existed, I would be really any more confident that a God exists.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that was one of my only questions, so I guess I'm gonna hop off the live now.
All right. Well, thanks for coming up. Peace out.
Peace.
We got a crazy $50 from Ryan on YouTube. Says, love your content. Keep up the awesome debates, man. Man, I appreciate y'all very much. $50 is crazy. W. Can we all get W's in the W's in the chat? I said ones, W's in the chat for Ryan on YouTube and TikTok. We got another guy. Also, we don't have anyone. We haven't got a single Discord caller besides the other guy.
Bro.
Hey, what's up?
All right, so you're an atheist. Why are you an atheist?
Your background's way too loud.
My bad. I'm turning it down right now. Why are you an atheist?
Yeah.
I just want to know the debate. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not really sure theism is even possible, but at the very least, I think I have good reasons to think it's incredibly unlikely.
What? Bro, I said, why are you an atheist? Like you just think like what is it that you think that tells you God does not exist? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, one reason. Well, I'm saying there's like a weaker case and a stronger case. The stronger case implies that God is not even possible. It's not even possible God exists. The other is saying that we have strong reasons to think it's unlikely a God exists.
So, do you believe in the law of conservation?
Sure.
You have no choice. You can't not believe it. As in energy can't be created nor destroyed.
I guess. I mean, to be honest, I don't think I even properly understand what energy is, but...
Wait, did you hear what I said, though?
Energy, I know.
Created. It can't be created, and it can't be destroyed.
Sure.
So that's honestly enough evidence based off that by itself. If you get what I'm saying? You get what I'm trying to say?
Not really.
If energy can't be created, so you don't believe that energy... So you think energy can be created? Well, okay.
Well, I'm saying I don't really understand the science jargon. Like I don't really understand what energy even is.
You use energy every day. I mean, you know what energy is. The definition for energy is change, but it might be like a real definition behind it. Let me see.
The definition of energy isn't change. It's the amount of work you could do in a system or something like that. But I've had a conversation with a physicist about...
Is physical or mental activity? That's the
That's not how
difference.
energy is used in physics.
Well, it says a lot more stuff than that. I just summed it up.
Yeah, I'm just saying, as far as the scientific nomenclature of energy, I don't understand how scientists construe energy. I don't really think I have that concept.
Bro, I think you just like avoiding the I think you just want I just think you don't I think you just choose not to believe in God, bro, at this point, honestly. Like
Well, I'm not sure what the conservation principle does for believing God exists.
if energy can't be created nor destroyed, who created energy? You know what I'm saying?
Well, if it's not created, no one.
So do you believe in spirit or soul?
I don't know what souls are, to be honest.
You said what? You don't?
No, I don't understand what a soul is.
Okay. Well, dog. Like you just like it's kind of like you just won't let me like get my point across. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, dog.
Well, I mean, I think that souls are opaque concepts. At the very least,
Your whole
there's...
body. If you take away your whole body, nothing left. The only thing will be left is your soul. That's the only way I can explain it to you without searching it up. So, I mean, so do you think otherwise? Like, do you think a soul doesn't exist?
I mean, it's going to be the same answer. I don't really understand what souls are.
But you're an atheist. Like, don't you think before you say I don't believe in God that you should understand what a soul is?
No, I mean, one, there's many atheists, actually many atheists who believe in souls. Believing in souls is actually not uncommon amongst atheists, but I think concepts like those are kind of almost meaningless. I have good reasons to think they're largely gibberish. At the very least, they're concepts maybe I don't possess or am unaware of possessing, and people fail at explicating the concept and use in such a way that I grasp. So at least it doesn't appear in maybe the way I talk. I just don't use those concepts. Maybe I somehow have that concept and I'm unaware of it, but I'm not even convinced when people talk about souls that they're like an intelligible concept. You can be mistaken about having concepts you don't. Some people, that's why there's such thing as gibberish. People can talk about words that are not meaningful and be under the impression they're talking meaningful. So I'm not really sure where I stand. I think I'm sympathetic to thinking when people talk about souls, they're not really saying nothing meaningful. At the very least, I just don't understand what they're getting at. That's like a matter, like a subject of philosophy. Like sometimes philosophers of the mind talk about what souls are. There are other disciplines in philosophy.
Okay, so the soul is basically the inner man, I guess. That's what they're saying, the inner man. So your personality, your personality, your mind, your will, and emotions. So okay, I can see why you wouldn't believe in the soul. Okay.
Well, I'm saying I don't believe in those. Well, I'm not saying I don't believe there's a soul. I'm saying I don't really understand. Because in the way you defined it with like the will and personality, I mean, obviously I believe I have volition, I have a will, I have personality. The way soul is used in the philosophy is usually more mystical and spooky. Like there's like a spirit, like there's like an energy, like I don't really know how to describe it. Like if you look at it, maybe you've seen this anime called Soul Eater. It looks like a little ghostly energy. I mean, that's kind of what they're talking about. There's like a thing inside of you that animates your body, that the soul is the animating force. It's like an immaterial substance that is possessive of the body. And I just don't really understand any of that talk. It sounds kind of just unintelligible.
All right, well, only thing I can say, the only way I can put it, bro, you and me are energy, right? Right. You are energy, right? Come on, bro.
Don't know.
Oh, like, come on, bro. You know your energy, bro.
Well, it's like said, I don't really understand what energy means. I've heard some people say that matter's a form of energy, but like said, I've talked with a physicist and he said that's not right. I'm not sure most scientists think energy is like a substance. So it's not technically accurate to say people are composed of energy.
Right now. You know what I'm saying? You talking, that's
I mean,
you using your muscles is energy, bro.
Okay, let's just say sure, I'm energy.
Okay, and it can't be created nor destroyed, which confirms that you have a soul and a spirit, right? If you die, where did that energy go?
No, I'm not sure how you get to any of that.
Because if you die, where does the energy go?
It just stays.
Can't be destroyed,
Right.
right? It stays where? In the soul, right?
In the world.
It goes where exactly? If it stays in the world, does it stay in a hospital bed?
It could go various places.
In your food?
I mean, when an animal die and it gets absorbed into the ground, right? Then the energy goes to the plants or the dirt, and then it becomes like soil for plants, and plants absorb the nutrients, energy. I don't know. But if energy is not created, it seems like you want to say God creates energy. But if the principle is energy is not created, I don't see what God's doing there.
Well, what I believe is God is consciousness itself.
God is consciousness itself.
Yes.
Christian. I'm not really sure I understand that. So, God is consciousness itself.
Yeah.
But consciousness. So, are you saying something like the set of conscious beings is God?
I'm saying you get a cut on your arm. Okay, say you never heard about a God or anything, right? And you're just on this earth. You get a cut on your arm and it heals. What would you think? You would think you got a superpower or some shit, right? Yes.
No.
Bro, don't fight it, bro. Don't fight it, bro. If you get it, listen, you never heard.
I mean, I guess it depends how fast my wound heals. I mean,
well,
I was a kid at once, and I never thought when my wound healed, I got superpowers.
Yeah, because that's just how you were raised in the world. So, that's just not how it was. You know what I'm saying? But bro, you would think that's like some special shit, bro. Come on now.
Okay.
You would, bro. Don't fight it, bro. Like, you don't have to fight it, bro.
I mean, if I would have in the point in time I was a child. I mean, I never did. So I guess that's evidence I would. But let's just suppose in a different world, I don't know, maybe I was raised differently and I thought I had superpowers when I healed. Okay. What does that have to do with God existing?
He's the reason.
You know, but I couldn't think that if he don't exist. Like, if I don't think Superman exists and someone does, and I ask them, okay, what's the reason I think Superman exists? And he says, because Superman saved me. Then if I don't believe Superman exists, I don't think Superman can save people because it requires him to exist. So it kind of assumes that Superman exists to say he saved them.
It sounds like that would be a you problem. If bro has evidence saying that he was saved by him.
Well, that's called question beggingness. That's not a reason to think Superman exists. That just assumes his existence.
If Superman saved him, that's a reason to say he exists. Like, Superman, what you trying to say? Like, if Superman saved somebody, then he exists. You saying like that?
But that's not a reason to think Superman exists, saying that Superman saved him. Because Superman can't save people. Superman can't save people if he doesn't exist. So if Superman saved them, that entails they exist. So if I don't accept he exists, I couldn't possibly accept Superman saved them.
He wasn't saved by Superman then.
I'm saying that I couldn't possibly accept that Superman saved him. I couldn't accept that.
Wait. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's a you problem. You know what I'm saying?
How's that a me problem?
You say you couldn't accept it.
Well, that's not a reason in principle. Reasons aren't supposed to contain the conclusion.
I'm about to fall off. I'm about to fall off the tower. Superman comes. He saves me, right? Nobody's seen him but me, and I tell you that he exists, and you don't believe me. That's literally you problem because I witnessed it.
Okay, there's an inference being made in the case of that particular person. Maybe they're saying, maybe they observed a person with flight powers in a particular costume. Yeah, you can maybe make an inference from the things you observe. Like you observe this man flying. He has the particular suit. He has like maybe facts about Superman's appearance. And you could think the best explanation for his appearance and the facts that he was able to fly and save you, he was heroic. You might say the best explanation for the collection of facts is that he's Superman, right? But that's not the inference he's providing for me. He can make that inference, and that would be a reason. But question-begging reasons are fallacious. They're not reasons. So if the reason amounts to something that assumes the very conclusion you don't accept.
Right. Shit. Bro, I honestly can't even argue with you though. If I'm being real. Like you just unarguable. Wait, I said that's your.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you down. Peace out, cousin. Come on, we gotta get people up. And again, thanks for the 50. It's kind of crazy. How much you want to bet YouTube's gonna take like $25 from that 50? Probably more. If you want to talk from YouTube, you could join the Discord. It was a jetpack. Y'all seen the new episodes of Invincible? Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna sign off. I think this is about wraps. Maybe I'll wait 5 more minutes, see if we could get one more person or something. At least I'm on the receiving end. Yeah, no, I'm very appreciative. It's just, I mean, it's better than TikTok. TikTok steals so much more than YouTube. To get a Galaxy, how much you have to pay like $5 for a Galaxy? You get like $1. You got SCP. Shit was sickening. Oh, thank you, nobody, for the gifts. I forgot to call it out. The confetti, the donut.
What's up, Monkey?
Hey, what's up? What you got?
It's been a while, bro. Not much. You asked about Invincible. Yeah, I seen the latest episode. You like it?
It's kind of crazy. I think, what's his name? Mark was being so stupid, just holding his neck. Like, who does that? Like, he was just throwing body shots. And we know that, what is it called? The species, what are they called? The
Viltrumites.
Yeah, the Viltrumites. That they are like, they have the notorious slice attack. Like, they use their hand like a sword or whatever. Bro, and he just let him... Bro, I don't know. Mark is a horrible fighter. Just holding Conquest's neck.
He's a horrible person in general, especially a horrible superhero.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. He's not... Yeah, nah, he's not the best superhero. Far from it. I actually like his brother better. I hate the fact he grew so fast and he lost the costume. When he looked like Robin, I don't know. I think he looked so cool when he looked like Robin, like a kid Robin.
Yeah.
I don't like that he had the long hair though.
It's only gonna get longer next season.
Unless he dies next season or something. How's
Monkey
Mark a
Boy's still
horrible
got
person?
debater logic in him.
All I said was I didn't like the dude's appearance. I didn't say anything that these anime debaters. I'm not like power scaling characters or something. But I mean, that's
I
not
feel like
even
you would
anime
like
debater
it.
stuff. Everyone does that when talking about
I
like,
feel like you would like it though, because I've seen a lot of Phil bros in power scaling too.
yeah. I mean, I used to be a power scaler.
Oh, I could tell by the way you debate.
Nah, don't say that because I don't resemble none of that no more. Let's be for real.
How is Mark a horrible person? He's selfish. That's how.
I don't like his personality. I'm not gonna lie. I don't. You know, I'm glad the worst character in the show. Well, actually, maybe it's Eve's dad, but nah, it's Rex. I couldn't stand Rex. Every second he was
either.
on screen. I'm so glad he died. I'd rather him die than Conquest. Or
Damn, well, they're both
any of
dead now.
these- Well, Conquest. Oh yeah, no, yeah, he did die. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Mark's selfish. That's how he's a horrible person. You can't even say. I hate it when people try to say, "Oh, that's realistic. That's how most people will act." He's not
The
most
animation.
people. He's a superhero.
I'm not gonna lie, the animation is tragic. I mean, the animation isn't that bad, but it's not. Dude, they could have been upgraded. I don't. It's kind of like it's still watchable. It's very much watchable animation. I've seen shows with way worse animation, to be honest. But
What? I don't think being selfish is a terrible trait, though. It's relative. What does that even mean? Yes, if you're a superhero, being selfish is that's like the antithesis of being a superhero. Superheroes aren't supposed to be selfish, bro.
sucks
Like
they
that's
couldn't
a
have
terrible trait if
Spider-Man
you're a
in the
hero.
show.
Yeah. Hey, you'd agree though, right, Monkey, that being a superhero and being selfish is like the worst, like the most counterintuitive thing, right?
Mm, I mean, it depends in what way they're selfish, I guess.
You remember, don't forget about the Invincible War. He sat in the hospital in a secure, guarded hospital while his variants are out there killing people. And
Yeah, I
and the
don't.
dude even said, "Hey, Mark, we need your help. We can't fight these dudes by ourselves." And he said, "I don't give a fuck." So yeah, that's pretty fucking bad for a superhero.
You know what I noticed about how inconsistent Mark's powers are? Like, how is he like struggling against the normal people in the show who are supposed to be nowhere close to Viltrumites? Like, we seen that Omni-Man spun around a fucking planet and destroyed it like nothing. And that they're apparently like planet busters or whatever. They're like that strong. And Mark is like on these normal missions in these episodes struggling when he's already now comparable to Omni-Man in canon. Like, he's now in the war with the other Viltrumites, and that he's solo taking out other Viltrumites that are supposed to be like as strong as Omni-Man or relative. But then, like, how is he
Yeah.
struggling with these low-tier bum-ass goons in the show? It don't make no sense.
I don't fucking know. And it's even worse too, because like he has super speed. You probably remember like some of the super speed scenes. Like it was one in season 3. He like used his super speed to like clean up the room. Like he was like cleaning up the room. It was like fast too, like Red Rush type of fast. Like, but like during an actual battle, the writers seem to forget that he has super speed, and they just have him fly at like 40 miles per hour and shit.
Okay, maybe it's not literal that they're like planet busters, DD, but you know what I mean? Like, they're at least able to like, they could fold continents. They could solo fold continents. I mean, these are the same people who are struggling with, what was one person he was struggling recently with?
He was struggling with he struggled with Doc Seismic last season.
He struggled with the stupid volcanic chick with the
Oh yeah,
teeth.
her too. Yeah.
Well, I mean, nah, he was kind of like knocking her over easy, but like she just kept coming back, and then she melted away. But I mean, I don't know. But there
The
has to
Flaxens.
be. Oh, you know what I noticed about how weak these stupid robots
Those
are?
green aliens.
Or not robots. What is it, like the guy who makes like the corpses, like
The
cyborg?
Reaniman?
Yeah, at first, like they were pounding paws, Omni-Man, right? They were used in the first season to like stall him, and he was struggling
Pause.
against them. Gangsta, what? Okay, and then what was it in season 2 or whatever? They had the group of kids or whatever that are on the team with Invincible. They were like, they were like knocking them down. I don't get it, and they were supposed to be upgraded.
I don't get it either. You know that Flaxen invasion that happened this season, right? Where a robot and the monster girl got trapped in the other dimension.
Oh yeah.
It was a recent episode, yeah. So there's two issues I have with the episode. First, why is Mark like not using his super speed or like using the strength that he has to his full potential? And second, those reanimating those robots corpses you were talking about, that would have been a good time to like use them against those like, alien invaders. That would have been a good time to use them. But I guess Cecil just forgot he had those. Like,
why don't they get that old Chinese guy with the dragon form to help? If he alone was strong as a Viltrumite, I don't get it. Now that
to
you
be
mention
fair, he's a
that.
supervillain.
But they're gonna conquer the planet. I mean, they're gonna kill everyone that's not a Viltrum. What? It's kind of like the same thing with Frieza, like in the Tournament of Power. Like he wants to conquer the universe, and then if he don't fight for his universe, they're gonna like annihilate it. Why wouldn't he join in? He can't conquer a world if they're gonna erase his. It's like that type of same thing.
Yeah. Like I said, though, it just bothers me when a character like Superman or hell like Invincible, when they have super speed. Cecil's always valid. You know that argument they had in season 2 about when the villains like
any
like,
argument between Cecil and anyone else, I think Cecil was right every time. I'm not gonna lie. Cecil hate is
I do too, low key. It was the argument about rehabilitation with villains. Like Cecil had rehabilitated some like murderers and shit that, and Mark wasn't cool with that. And he was like, they deserve prison. And Cecil was trying to tell him, yeah, but they do more good out here than they do in prison, especially
Cecil
with their
low-key
talents
has
and their
the
powers.
Batman mentality. He low-key has the Batman mentality.
He does. And he has more funding than Batman too, because he's funded by every country in the world.
I mean, I don't know if that's true, because I mean that might be true. They got more funding in the world, but like as far as Batman comics go, I mean, he got shit that like easily costs like $10 trillion. That who knows where he's pulling that money from.
Every time he teleports, it's $7 billion.
I remember there was a comic that was literally about explaining how Batman has the ability to afford what he does, and it's that he like steals from, what was it? I think he like steals from his own company or something, or steals from other company. Even that, it's like, it's kind of like the Scrooge McDuck shit. Like it's like he has money that is not even like financially possible. Like he would need a whole planet of gold to afford the stuff he has. Like he has the, what is it? Like he had not a Mark II, but he had like the second Justice League Buster. That shit has enough tech, like think about, and he's like, how does he build this stuff on his loan? But he's able to make a machine that can like solo battle the Justice League. That shit would be like, that would be priceless.
A long time.
Now I'd have to.
I forgot where I read it somewhere. But apparently Batman, he actually doesn't build the shit by himself. He either gets robots to build it for him, or he like hires workers and then pays them off to not snitch. Like, hey, don't tell nobody I'm Batman. I think that's what he does, because there's no way it's just him and his butler building all that shit.
The robots makes more sense than paying people off, because it depends. He could. Okay, hold on. Maybe he like uses an alias or doesn't show his face, or has someone else request them design a particular thing and he gives the money or something. I don't know, because he can't go as Bruce Wayne, or I don't know how. I don't know. It just seems more plausible. He's just making machines.
Yeah, I like the idea of what you said. Like he does hire workers, but he uses like an alias or like a third party, a middleman to do the shit instead of, so they won't find out he's Batman.
Russ said he uses cheap immigrant labor. Oh, hold up. I got another dono. Who's on to Bat Fricker? He said go see a movie. What movie? A movie? What, like any movie? Thanks for the 20. He sent me $20 to watch a movie. Right now, there's no good
Damn,
movies
what
in
the fuck?
theaters, right? Is there
Yeah,
anything?
Spider-Man movie ain't coming out until June.
Okay, yeah. No, there's nothing right now. You know what I haven't seen, which I really do want to see, especially with friends. I want to see a horror movie in theaters. Horror movies are my favorite genre, low-key. But yeah, we lost our whole audience. And do we have anyone on Discord? No. All right, well, I'm gonna sign off here. I've already been on for an hour, 3 hours and a half. Thank you, everyone who sent donos and all that shit. Low-key, we didn't get enough guests, and we didn't get that good of guests, unfortunately. Hopefully, because I'm not gonna go live again tomorrow. Today. I might not even be able to go live tomorrow because I low-key got schoolwork. I'm behind because I didn't go to school for a full week.
Damn.
Why ready? Yeah, it's because I went with my family on vacation, and for some reason, my what's it called? Spring break was a week before my my brothers, because they're like younger than me. Well, my brother and my sister.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just decided to go with them on vacation. I could have not went. I could have just stood. The thing is, I don't own a car, unfortunately, so I couldn't have even, because I'm not gonna pay for like an Uber because my school is like 30 minutes away, there and back. So I just went with my family anyways, because who doesn't want to skip school, even though it's college? I mean, skipping school, who the fuck? I don't know. I feel like it's valid anytime.
Wait, you don't have dorm? You don't stay in the dorm room?
Nah, I don't dorm. Dorming is too expensive for trash. Just what it is. There's probably, I don't think there's good food spots near the campus. Especially because actually the dorm campus isn't even the same as the campus, the main campus. Commuting.
Yeah, and you can't trust people either.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Your dorm mate can touch you and shit.
Not even just that, they can get mad at you and steal your shit.
They could touch you when they're sleeping. I'm a hop off.
Touch you is crazy.
Yeah.
All right, Monkey.
I thought you were gonna say I'm paused to that one too. All right.